It was. I think my love of fantasy had probably petered out before they killed it. So
Fair.
yeah.
Well, we are waiting for Murta to join on Roll20 currently.
Ah, oh, for God's sake, it threw me out again.
Yep.
Doesn't like you.
So, remind
last
me
week was
where
the
we
first
were.
issue.
Were we back at the base?
No, we were at the docks in South Shore after having
We
made
were.
a small feast.
Yeah,
were.
the South Shore barbecue.
Yes, South
Yeah.
Shore Hull Grinder seafood barbecue.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Thanks for reminding me, because I have awful memory apparently. So I think if I grab...
Tom, it looks like we might be being raided. Maybe.
Boy, howdy.
Yeah, I have it on good authority that Captain Riker of the Riker's Iron Mysteries will be raiding into us and joining. He thought he'd be joining late because he wasn't aware that he might still, I imagine, because he's just done a stream, he'll probably have a break first. But that's fine, you know.
Look at old Bonesy again? Oh, man.
Yeah, man, this actually completely throws the entire session off course because I balanced it for you not to have the hyper god beast that is Birchwell Bones.
Birchwell Bones.
Birchwell Bones and his massive stones.
Billy Bones,
Yeah.
as he was dubbed in the first session.
Yep.
Yes, because Murta's player could not remember the first name for the life of him.
And there is a character called
So you
Billy
just named
Bones
him
in
after-
Treasure Island.
Yep. Exactly.
Right,
He was a
so
fantastic character on Black Sails. I'm just saying.
yes, Billy Bones. I do love Black Sails, and in anticipation of running this campaign, I rewatched it because I was like, I'm a steal stuff from Black Sails.
I'm fine with it.
Well, hopefully I change it enough that you don't notice that much.
Well, it's been a minute since I watched it all, so.
Yeah.
I have still yet to see Black Sails
It's well worth it.
or Vikings.
My main
or any of
advice
them.
with Black Sails is fast forward past the intro.
Yeah.
Because
I,
the intro is noisy as fuck.
What was the wrong thing? So I have a limited amount of time where I can do my own stuff because, like, if I put sports or geek stuff on, my wife just completely disengages. So I'm currently watching the Clone Wars while I do the washing up, and that's the extent of my time that I can watch stuff like that.
Are you on the
That's
new
fair.
season yet,
What?
David?
I've got season 5, I think.
So no.
No.
I am on the
Yeah.
new season. I've watched the first episode.
Yeah, I've got it. I was rewatching in preparation for it, and then life detonated, and I lost my DVDs. So, but now we have Disney Plus, so
Like
I am catching
seriously,
up through that.
like the animated Disney stuff. I don't care how much people hate Rebels. I think Rebels is awesome.
Oh, I love Rebels is fantastic. Anyone who
Yeah.
hates Rebels, I'll fight them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rebels is amazing. It's the first series is a little kiddie, but it's like, you know, it's kiddie in a good way.
It's got more heart than most of the films.
Yeah.
It's
Kanan
just
Jarrus is just dope. I own one Funko Pop, and it's Hera. That's the only one I own.
the only criticism I have is
All I
like you said, Alan, at the beginning. Oh, and we are being raided. And he's Riker's Iron
While we
says,
talk about Star Wars cartoons.
yeah, while we talk
Fine.
about Star Wars cartoons.
There's nothing wrong with
Apparently, it's our duty to steal your booty.
that. Yeah.
And they're spamming emotes in the chat. Hi guys. Riker, are you joining straight away, or are you having a break first? Because I assumed you're having a break first. Yeah. So you know, geeking out over Star Wars.
Yep.
Yeah. No. My point was going to be that the Rebels at the start of Rebels, they just feel so overpowered. Like They just they just shenanigans their way through everything, and it feels.
But you
a
know
bit,
what? That's very Star Wars.
I know, but it's just a little bit too much. And then later on, they start actually suffering like losses, and it becomes more.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that because Fallen Order has the Inquisitors and the various sisters, I was really hoping, because they refer to the Grand Inquisitor a few times, that we would actually see him in Fallen Order. But oh well.
Yeah.
We got an even better ending, which I won't.
I
spoil
have
for
not
people who
finished it
haven't
yet.
Played the game. I am not saying it,
Good.
but it is an amazing ending, and you will fangirl the shit out of it. And I know you're a bloke, but you will fangirl.
That's.
Yeah, I fangirl all the time.
I was going to say that's sexist, sir. Righty-ho. So, you guys were still on the South Shore? Yes, Kangaroo. The new season. I've only seen one episode so far, but I've heard very, very, very good things. And it is interesting to see the dynamic between. And when I say Star Wars fans, I mean the average Star Wars fans, not nice people. The average Star Wars fan's reaction to Rey and the average Star Wars fan's reaction to Ahsoka, because
if you remember when that series first started, everyone had virulent hatred for Ahsoka.
What, Snips? No.
Yeah, people hated her at first,
especially the movie. Yeah,
it's a really, really good character arc.
And
and the fact that she's a non-human Jedi.
I love it.
In a lead role, I think is really good.
Yep.
Really, really good.
More non-human Jedi.
I just want to see her in live action now. I want to see her in The Mandalorian.
Give me a Whipped Jedi right now. All the Whippets.
They've cast her.
Yeah.
For the second season of The Mandalorian.
I know there was rumors of Rosario Dawson, but I didn't know if that was confirmed or not.
I thought that they decided it was going to be the actual voice actor.
That would be even better.
So,
I would totally be on board for
I'm
that.
just going to move you guys across to the Five Fingers map, because currently we are down here in South Shore. And there was much debate about what you wanted to do with regards to heading straight to the woods now or head home first. You just had a fairly big payday. So what were the general thoughts? I know Justin wants to get more ammo.
Yes.
Because
I am in desperate need of ammunition.
Alrighty.
Well, we can make ammo, can't we? That was the...
Yes, you can.
Yep.
And our captain wanted to pick up his jack.
Yes.
For the woods.
Yep, okay, so that's fair. So you're going to get the... I would imagine that the best course of action... leaving the chat here visually, but I'll leave it open, hopefully, for viewership. Thanks very much, I appreciate that, Riker. We will finagle a way to get you in as easily as possible, don't worry about that. So I imagine that the best course of action would be to wish Vab a very happy journey home and get the free ferry across, because it would be quicker and cheaper.
A very happy on birthday.
Well, Adele was hoping to go with Vab to deliver the damaged core to the majors.
We are going straight to the woods.
Yeah, it's basically going to be...
Fair enough.
I don't want to eat up JP's time on a quest to try and finagle money out of some grumpy old wizards.
So it's basically...
You can do it another time.
Pictures.
Yeah, base, pick up your stuff, get some ammo, stock up and hightail it to the woods.
Shall we just hand wave going to the base then? And simply say we went there and came back?
Unless there's anything specific that somebody wants to say to anyone at the base, because there is the base.
Debating kind of going with Vab on the boat, taking the cart with her and introducing her to Mac and kind of going, he's the guy who's actually after scrap metal, but that's kind of like, again, stuff that can just be hand waved while people make their ammo.
Actually, yes, you do that, because I just remembered that your cart is at Vab's base.
Yes. So I do that.
So you're going to stay on the scrap boat that you guys were on last week, where you fought and killed a hull grinder, and then fought a Junker Hulk as well, because Apparently Constantine's really good at finding things. And you will be going back there, sorting and finalising the deal to supply your base with scrap metal for crafting, and then bringing the cart back.
Yes.
So Balasar, just before you goes, looks at you and says, "Don't crash my cart."
I give him the thumbs up and go, as long as I'm going in a straight line, it's all good.
He says, the front left wheel can be a little bit wobbly sometimes.
Alright then.
Don't push the horse too far.
Cool. I turn to
Alright.
Val and go, can you give me a hand with all that?
Alrighty. So, I'm just going to check if you guys have an uneventful... Yep. So, you guys have an uneventful journey through Five Fingers up across the bridges to Chaser Island where you live. You are now in your base, so if you want to make that ammunition, feel free. Is anyone going to interact with anyone at the base, or are you pretty much just happy to move on?
Are we just taking the PCs with us?
You can take the Warjack. I would not advise taking the NPCs.
Francois.
I mean, you can if you want. You can if you want to, but
I don't think I want my sympathy pet to die yet.
What do you mean sympathy
Francois,
pet?
or who else could we take? Mograt?
Yes, you could bring Mograt into the woods full of beasties.
Abrams?
I think the terrain is a bit rough on his box wheelchair thing. For people watching in chat, Abrams is a guy that is one of the old wounded... he's an old wounded member of the mercenary company, and I'm just going to find his card. So he has no legs, and he gets around by pushing himself around by his arms in essentially like it's a desk drawer on wheels.
Maybe
on wheels.
Maybe we should be asking our good man Mac to use some of this initial scrap metal to maybe help make a better wheelchair.
Make a real
Okay.
wheelchair.
Yeah.
Oh man, that ruins
A
his
real
aesthetic.
chair, as it will.
Then people can't look down on him.
But that's the point. He's going to be representing the Grey Lanterns again for a while, so, you know.
Yes. Well, I mean, if you want Mac to do that, just all you have to do is ask him, and he'll get to work on it.
Hey, Mac!
Yes, mate.
Can you make Abram some better wheels and stuff with some of this metal we're getting?
Well, like a proper chair.
Well, yeah, sounds like an idea. Like a chair with wheels, we'll call it a wheelchair.
They already.
I don't know if
They're
that's a
already.
little bit obvious.
They're already a thing.
Are they?
Yeah.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah, wheelchairs are a thing. He goes, "Do you mind if I use one of the chairs from the front room?"
I don't. I guess it's a question for the captain.
Captain.
No, that's fine.
Alright.
Hear me out, guys. Mechanical wheelchair.
Yeah, why not put a
Wait.
little steam engine on the back of it?
I'm just gonna put it out there. Better than steam engine. Raid a convergence base. Get one of their things that makes things float. Professor X's chair.
Dope as hell.
I think I'd
New
make a
character.
much better player than a GM.
And then we'll raid a Crucible Guard base for the Warcaster serum.
And then I'll just constantly be saying "Mena mena mena mena."
Riker can't see the map. Just
Oh,
here's a chance to pick him up.
I am going to give you sight beyond sight, Riker. I'm guessing your character has no sight. No, you have
Where is
sight.
mine? Oh, he's there.
He is it? Hold on a second. Yeah, you can't see the map because you're in a room. I'll move you into the main room. Now you should be able to see. For everybody in chat, this is what Riker can see. Because we have dynamic lighting turned on, so most of the players can only see What they can CCC. I know. It is pretty cool. I do like dynamic lighting.
Dynamic lighting's great.
Yep.
I'm so bad at
So-
that. It's awesome.
So apparently Birchwell's dancing on the table with joy.
He is. He's dancing on the table with joy.
Because he exists again.
Yeah. He's like, I am alive again. Right, so, you guys have instructed Mac to build a wheelchair. He will get right on that while you are away. You have crafted up the ammo you need, I assume?
Sure.
I fucking hope you
Yeah.
have.
How much do I need to take out of the monies?
Well, remember when you're using the gunsmithing kit, it basically halves. Well, it doubles the amount of ammo that you make. So if it says like 5 gold gets you 10 rounds, it gets you 20 rounds.
Well, it's 4 gold for 5. So how?
So
what's
it'll be
my
four-
allowance?
it'll be
What's
4
my
gold for
gold
10.
allowance?
We effectively have 45 gold to work with.
Mind if I just get like 20 rounds then, I guess?
So that
And
cost
8.
8 gold.
Yeah, I that seems reasonable,
Sweet.
considering it's the thing that is like blowing up big things for us.
Yup.
Anyone else disagree?
I am the big gun.
Riker, can you
I'm
still
just
not
gonna
see? Alright, cool. You can see now.
Can I just go to the market
Yeah, sure.
a bit?
Yep.
There's a couple of things I want to pick up
Yep, that's no problem at all.
from my own funds.
Yep, sure.
That's why I'm not taking everyone out.
Yep, no worries. So you're going out by yourself.
Yeah, I
Always a
won't be long.
wise decision. Alright, off you pop.
Then the boss got kidnapped.
I hope not. But I actually use my mouse now.
Just checking how
What
much
did you need to buy, Riker? Oh, and did you guys, when you got that big payday, did you guys split the money?
we did.
Did you
I
tell
told
Riker how much
everyone.
he's been given?
Riker wasn't there.
Right. Okay. Oh yeah, so
Uh,
he wouldn't have got part of the payday then. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So Riker, we did pick up tents and stuff, so we'll be able to sleep decently, and we've got some. Oh right, okay. Wow, you had more than I did.
Yeah, if you let me
I'm
know
not
what
gonna
you
say
want
how much
to,
I've got left.
because you're fed up with people mooching off you.
No, I don't mind people mooching off me. It's fine. I get paid back. But I've
Well,
got rather
and
lot of money
if you
left.
don't get paid back, then you'll get some payback.
I don't know about that.
Or some.
JP, how much is a light round again?
A light round? I don't know.
Let me have a look because I've got it on my character sheet.
They're pretty cheap.
Light rounds.
Because for some reason I didn't bother to put them down.
Because I've got 4 pistols.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Also the head cannon.
And the head cannon, yeah. 2 gold crowns for 5 rounds.
There you go.
The head cannon, the most OP weapon I've ever made.
Anyone
Well,
mind me grabbing 2 more gold rounds out of the treasury to load up on 10 extra shots?
Go for it.
Yeah, that's fine. Like whatever we need. It's like let's everyone have. Anyway, I shouldn't be involved in this. I've gone.
Yep.
Off
Riker,
to and Gallivant.
do you need any ammo while we're at it?
Yes, David.
Cool.
Secrets and lies. Secrets and lies.
I didn't say anything.
That's what they all say.
Well,
Or don't.
some player characters like to whisper to the GM,
Yep.
and that's fine. I have no problem with that. It's part of roleplay.
Love
Right.
Riker's response there.
What's that?
I only used 2 of my 15 to 20-ish, so yes, please. Yep. Grand
Well,
solid.
it's one of the things when you play a magic user and you're like, oh, how often do I use my bullets?
Yeah, not very. I know I wouldn't,
Yep.
unless they were really far away.
And then Murta's like, my dagger never runs out of ammo.
Yep.
And now I've got a rifle, and it's like, wow, this thing actually costs money.
It's less profitable.
Technically correct.
The best
The
kind
best
of.
kind of correct. Oh god, no.
The memes.
Jinx.
Solid.
Shit, I've just realised I don't actually know his full...
Bold of you assume I wear pants. I'm a troll, I should just be kilted all the time.
uh,
So there I was.
Colin, anything you need while we're at it? Yeah, it's I assume Tom Bell is the full name, but if I don't know the middle name, we're kind of screwed.
Did you just fucking dox me? Cheers, bro.
It's not like we gave out your address, your phone number.
I live on Acacia
I
Road.
mean, that's just because we don't know it.
I live on Acacia Road, and whenever I eat a banana, a magical transformation occurs.
Oh my god, really?
Road confused with Acacia Avenue because those are 2 completely different places.
Yes, I'm pretty sure Banana Man lived on Acacia Road. Was it Acacia Road?
Acacia Avenue is a famous brothel.
Oh well,
Oh.
that's like Banana Man the adult years.
I don't know what that is, but
Banana Man's a cartoon
Here you go.
cartoon from the
Googled it.
80s or 90s.
yep.
North Shirington, Long Tom, Londonville, United Teat Capital, UK. It's very redundant to have United Teat Capital and UK. And also only 10% of... Well, it's probably less than 10%. Hardly any UK people live in the Shires.
Isn't a shire just like a county?
Quite a lot of the counties end with Shire, but that doesn't mean that they're part of the Shires.
Fair.
The Shires is the area around Gloucester and that kind of area, isn't it?
Well, yes and no.
Because there's also like the
It
Lancashires.
depends on your definition. There's rather a lot of different definitions. Sometimes the Shires is synonymous with the home counties, which is basically the counties immediately bordering London.
Yeah.
And then other times the Shires refers to the area around the West Midlands where J.R.R. Tolkien was from, on which he based the Shire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's different definitions for
The
different.
bit in between, I usually think about it as the bit just to the right of Wales.
No, that's the border counties.
No, that's where I consider the Shires.
Uh-huh.
That wouldn't be what I consider the Shires.
Well,
It's
yeah.
the
Where
Shire
the
is
Hobbit
wherever
people
you
live.
want it to be, my friends.
Maybe the real shire was the friends we made along the way.
Oh. Oh. I mean, I don't hate you for it because I was going to say it myself, but
I'm glad we think alike, Tom. That's
Yeah.
why I like you.
yes, David.
Cool.
More whispers, more plots.
Spicy.
Well,
But yes,
you know, it's quite nice for the non-Theramite character to be doing the
Yeah, to be doing the secrets and lies.
yeah.
Yeah.
For,
that's what I was
for
gonna
people
do.
watching that aren't aware, we should probably say who our characters are. All right, so we have
an introduction. That's
Yeah.
we
we usually do an introduction. We're being
We're only
incredibly
like
lax today.
30 minutes in. It's
Right.
fine.
So we have Constantine, who is a. If you introduce your character, dude.
Captain Konstantin Krasov, the third son of the Great Prince of Orstoy, operating under a pseudonym, a nom de guerre, if you will. Formerly of the Winter Guard, now a mercenary. There aren't very many Khadora mercenaries. Constantine is a devout believer in the old faith, and that has caused some trouble.
Yeah. So then we have Adele.
Adele, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.
He has never lived by that principle. Anyway, do you want to actually describe your character? If you're talking, we can't hear you.
Adele is a Theramite advocate, and he believes in seeking power above all things.
He currently has the soul of a Crixian war witch rattling around in his head because he went right up and grabbed her body just after he'd killed her, so a connection formed, and she can occasionally talk to him inside his own skull. So that's interesting. Then we have Justin.
Justin Longreach, former Trencher Express team gunner. Now I just shoot guys for money.
He's Trollkin, if that wasn't obvious to people. And then we have Murta.
Murta, formerly of Blackwater, the Crixian capital, kind of came over to
Be a spy.
Yeah, and then after being told to kill his fellow Grey Lanterns, completely fessed up to being a Crixian spy. Shows you how good a spy he is, I guess.
And then we have Riker.
Birchwell Bones, boyo, Birchwell Bones.
And Birchwell Bones is a
storm pirate
He's a storm pirate.
from the Crixian Isles / Signar area.
Fantastic. So now everybody's here. We will proceed to the woods. So you load up your Warjack Hodgins into the cart, and then take your position sitting on the cart as Balasar, who I forgot to introduce. Balasar is a Trollkin Creel warrior who is born and raised in the City of Five Fingers. He is basically a player character NPC controlled by me, the GM, because sometimes we only have 3 player characters on some weeks. So I've made them a bit of muscle that can be used to help balance combats sometimes, rather than just making all combats shitty when people aren't here. So he doesn't talk much, but when he does, it's a hint. Alrighty, so you guys are on the cart. You are heading across to South Shore. Is there anything particular you want to say, do, or whatever while you're on your journey?
Constantine's going to start singing.
In Khadoran or in
Khadoran.
Ordic?
In Khadoran.
I'm going to sing in Crixian along with him.
That is going to be confusing.
I will join in with Birchwell, because at least I understand what he's saying.
I'm gonna look to
Yes,
Balazar.
Convoy.
We're gonna start our own chorus.
Brilliant.
Nice Trollkin, like, I don't know, shanty or something. They have
Oh,
shanties. They
we
have shanties.
we would know some nice Dunian Trollkin drinking songs for sure.
Is Balasar a piper by any chance?
He is not.
Damn it. You play that one song that everyone knows how to play on bagpipes.
Oh, right. The one which sounds like two cats in a fight / romance.
Yeah, but they all sound like that.
Yeah. And by the way, that is kind of my character for the D&D. A cat playing the bagpipes.
Yep. In caterwauling, don't forget that part.
Yeah, exactly. And if at all ever fences are wide enough to sit on, I'm just going to sit on the fence until somebody throws a boot at me. Anyhow, so you approach the. You're now on Hospice Island. So you're approaching the ferries. Was there anything you wanted to do in this area, or are you just shifting straight across?
Well, we get to go for free now, don't we?
You do. Because you completed the the ferry owner's bounty, essentially, as it were, to kill the hull grinder that was infesting the waters. You got given 200 gold and free passage for life.
Cool.
Because they were quite worried that it would sink their ferry that cost considerably more than that. So, yep, fine.
Next time, steal the ferry.
I mean,
We're not going to do any stealing, thank you very much.
I mean, you could totally
We
try.
get a piracy along the way.
We expropriate the ferry. See, it's different from stealing.
I mean, you could always just do it the British way.
No flag, no country.
Yeah, exactly.
All things at each other.
No, just like claim it for the Queen. Just go, this is now property of the Queen. So,
But we live here.
yeah.
Do you have a flag?
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, no flag.
Country. It's a rule I just made up.
And I'm backing up with this gun.
Yep.
So, not much happens on the crossing. It's fairly calm today. No stormy.
While we're on the crossing, then,
Yes.
I'm going to wander over to Adele.
Yep.
And put my my big human hand, which is not significantly larger than a troll's hand, but in fact not at all larger than troll's hands. So probably not that large to people in this setting. But still.
This was a weird way to say it.
Yeah. What a weird way to say it. Put my hand on Adele's shoulder and proffer him a long, seemingly cylindrical package.
I'm gonna whistle.
Go on, this is for you.
Adele accepts the package with a raised eyebrow and says, "Thank you, Captain. Am I to open it now?"
Probably makes sense for you to open it now.
Balasar ducks behind the cart.
Adele opens the package without checking for traps or poison needles.
What do you? That's not in my character to do it that way. If I was going to kill you, I'd shoot you in the head.
The back of the head.
Well, we were talking about D&D, so, you know.
Oh, is that the trope? Check for traps. So,
So what does Adele find?
well, you can tell him if you want. Or do you
Okay,
want?
so it is a rather good quality looking dark wood. I don't know what animal. With a wolf's head on the top, cane. Would you like to try it out?
I don't know what to say, thank you. And Adele hefts his other walking stick and looks at it and then looks at the new cane and then he looks at Murtaugh, and then he looks back at the old walking stick, and then he looks up at the captain and raises another eyebrow.
So the head of the cane is a bit wobbly though, so you might want to check that out.
Ah, I see. I think I may know what this is. Thank you, Captain. I presume I won't be fighting any duels with this anytime soon.
I hope not. And then I'll put my hand back on his shoulder, pat him, and say, "I said we were brothers, right?" And then I'm going to wander off.
Oh, I didn't mean with you, Captain.
Oh shit!
So Adele has a walking stick in each hand now.
Oh my god, you look like one of those 50-year-old glamping hikers. All we need now is to get you little wristy tags that you can make sure that your little walking sticks don't go slipping off when you...
Speed walking pants.
Yeah, speed walking pants. So yeah, you now have a rather ornate-looking sword cane.
Wonderful. I will add it to the...
I assume you have access to the stats for a sword cane.
somewhere in the book.
Yep.
Somewhere.
Cool. Just FYI, when Constantine said that the head of the stick was wobbly, it is not actually wobbly. He was just indicating.
Oh, I understood.
Yeah.
It's a sword
The reason
cane.
I say that it's not windy is because it's actually disguised. So if you were to try and get in somewhere where they have a no weapons rule, it wouldn't be apparently obvious that this has got a sword in it.
Neat.
Just as long as you don't look like that.
And then there was silence.
Just check the Discord channel.
Oh yeah, no, I saw it. I chuckled. I just made sure to do my
dear.
professional.
Oh dear.
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Especially if you've got a girl in your head that you're trying to impress.
Yo.
Oh god.
Alrighty, so you guys arrive in South Shore, and it's about lunchtime-ish. So Balasar looks at you and says, "Lunch before we go into the forest?"
Seems like a good idea to me.
Is it pretty early or is it like nighttime?
I just said it's lunchtime.
Sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's no problem. It's near the end of the world, pal.
Or is it?
No, that's in a few more years' time when the Infernals invade.
Oh, I see.
Yes, indeed. So, Balasar parks the cart relatively close to the inn and gets down and walks into the pub to get himself some lunch.
Yeah, pub lunch. Lunch.
Anyone else doing anything?
I will follow.
Adele is going to head to one of the local shops and see what they have to offer.
Okay, what
And
type?
he's going to wave to the rest of the party.
Okay, anything?
I want to go with because I want to buy some stuff.
What did you want to buy? Because I was asking you this earlier, but you didn't.
Nothing.
No,
He's
no.
just going to peruse.
No, I was speaking to Birchwell.
Basically, wanted to get stuff that was non-city adventure gear. You know, like having like an actual backpack and candle or rope and shit. Something
well,
that I might need.
you already have some torches, because everybody got given torches. But a backpack would be relatively easy to find. In fact, I did try and ask you earlier when Constantine was doing his shopping what you wanted. So I'm just going to say that whatever it was you wanted, you found at that time, because it makes more sense.
I'll add it to my.
Yeah, sure. That's absolutely fine, mate. Because finding a backpack and such is not difficult. It's not worth worrying about too much. So after a hearty meal, I'm just going to check if anything happens while you're in the pub. No. Nothing unique happens. So do you guys want to head straight to the loggers' camp?
Yep.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Alrighty. So the what's kindly called the road that leads out towards the loggers' path is essentially just a bit of a mud trail, of a dirt trail through the fields, past the graveyards and through the scrubland that leads towards the forests. You see smoke drifting up into the sky from the location of the logging camp.
Like regular smoke, or like...
Like there's a fire.
Oh. I want to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we double time it, Captain?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. Should we get the jack fired up?
I mean, the jack is literally under your control, so if you want to fire it up, that is entirely on you.
Fire the jack up.
Okay, cool. I mean, you can start getting it powered up while it's still in the back of the cart. That's all good.
Then, yeah, okay. So I'll prep the jack.
Yep.
And the rest, and like, let's get as quickly as we can to where we're going.
Okay. So, rounding the corner to the last stretch to the logging camp, you approach and everything looks normal. There's no disruption. You see loggers going about their day, strapping together logs in to create rafts that they float across to Five Fingers for sale. You still see smoke coming up from a distance of, I don't know, probably like 50 meters away from you, but you can't see where it's coming from.
Okay.
Towards the centre of the camp.
Okay, well, we'll just head towards the centre of the camp then.
Okay, I will pull up the camp.
Oh.
Well, we have a map for it, so you know.
While this is going on, Adele shoves Murta and says, "Oi, you remember how to use the cloak?" And he does his best Murta speech impression.
Okay, so you guys would have all approached from down here. Just moving you all, being cheeky.
I'm so jazzed for the smoke.
Yeah.
Okay, so feel free to move about. There we go. Cool.
Okay, standard formation then. Balasar, Murtaugh at the front. And I'll put the jack at the front as well. And then the rest of us follow behind.
See?
Standard formation's getting to a point where I'm off to the side somewhere. It actually isn't it?
Like
Yeah.
scouting shit.
Exactly.
At this point, we may just need to have another set of tokens, which is just information, which we just move as a single block unit.
Yeah.
Crash.
I'm assuming this is where there's fire, since there's a big fire on the map. lovely looking fire.
Yep. So basically, as you approach the semicircle of tents that's around a fire, you notice a very distressed-looking woodsman who's crouched down by the fire. He, to Constantine, with your medical knowledge, you think the man is in shock.
Okay, so I'll go up to him and I'll do a medical roll, see if I can, obviously he looks like he's in shock, but let's see if I can do anything for him.
Okay, so you say some soothing words, and you can decide what they are, I guess. But the man seems to be in a state of somewhat distress. One of the other woodsmen, who happened to be walking past while he's working, says to you as he sees you ministering to him, he says, he came out of the forest last night. He hasn't said a word to anyone since.
Right, he's obviously suffering from shock. Let's try and lie him down and warm him up.
Okay, so when you try and put hands on him, he instantly tenses up and starts freaking out somewhat.
Is this This is not the head woodsman from before, is it?
No, it's not. And it's not the person who guided you out there last time either.
Okay. And it's not the guy we found.
Adele.
It's not the guy you found, though. You've never met this
Adele
person.
turns to Murta and says to him, "Oi, you still got any cheap wine for him?" Doing his best Murta impression.
Mercer starts looking at you and just goes, "Don't do that. That's not you. Don't do that." And then starts ferreting through his bag to see if he does indeed have a spare bottle of wine, and he does.
Adele gestures to his now torn and tattered hooded cloak, which he retrieved from the corpse of the woman who's now inside his head, and shrugs as if to say, "I'm trying to get into character here."
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Bill the thespian. Everyone needs a hobby.
Oh, I want to make it. Never mind.
Misunderstand the word thespian? Is that the joke you were going for?
No. I was totally gonna be. I'm not the DM, so I will not put ideas in the DM's head.
Oh, man. I like it when you accidentally put ideas in my head.
I'm going to go and talk to the head woodsman.
Yep, okay.
See if I can ascertain exactly what happened, what the situation is.
Sure.
Try and get some information.
So you find him at the same building that he was at last time, just over here. And he is looking over what looks like a fairly poorly drawn map of the area.
Okay, I'm going to say Incadorum to him. Looks like you could do with our help again.
He looks up from his map, smiles, kind of a weak smile, and says, "Ah, well met. I am very relieved that you are here. I take it you have seen our man by the fire."
Well, we couldn't quite miss him.
"Yes. Well, he came out of the forest last night, screaming. Would not say a coherent word to anybody. Hasn't
Let me
eaten,
guess.
hasn't slept, just stares into the fire."
I would imagine that this man has probably gone and done what the last guy we found did, and has come into contact with whatever it is that's causing havoc in the woods.
"Well, we know the man. He is one of our scouts that went missing. We assumed he was among the dead, seeing as you did not find him."
That's interesting.
Black him for 5 more gold.
He wouldn't say what had happened. He came out of the woods in shock. I think we need to clear the woods out, don't you?
Yes, it sounds to me as if whatever you defeated was not all that was troubling these woods.
Would
We
you like
are.
us to go back in?
We would be eternally grateful for your assistance in ridding us of this problem.
I'm just going to go to the door and I'm going to bellow across the camp. Murta!
You interrupt Murta as he's halfway through after the shocked guy was not accepting the bottle, trying to start forcing the drink into his throat. Turns around, gives it to Jocelyn and goes, make him drink it, and wanders over and kind of saunters over to the building.
Come on, buddy, it's good. Just drink the booze.
The Cadoran notices Murta and says, "Ah, the contract man.
Yes.
I assume this is where you convince me to part with more of what I don't have."
We have certain overheads. If you want that wood cleared out properly, it's going to cost us money.
Yes, I understand. Everybody has people to feed.
Is this all being said in Cadoran, or can I understand what's going on?
No, he's speaking Ordic. Just
I'm going to
with a Cadoran accent.
pointedly make sure that I'm speaking the most proper and appropriate Ordic I can.
Cool.
Enunciating every single syllable.
So Murta kind of starts looking. Murta turns to you, remembers you're not the guy with the paper, and then wanders back over to Adele and goes, "Can I have another bit of your book?"
I love it.
All right, mate.
It's almost
just
Is
looking
Murta
at you
still
and-
pretending to be... Sorry, is Adele still pretending to be a commoner?
Adele has a bounty on his head for 10 gold, and since Murta's idea was to lay low and keep quiet, Adele is doing just that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, okay. Cool.
So Murta wanders back with a bit of paper, kind of lays it on the table and goes, "Right, so the job is that we're going to go out and clear those woods. Now, that's a very loose objective, I think you'll agree, my friend, so maybe we want to work out something a bit tighter, and then we can work out a price in agreement on that."
Yes, this sounds appropriate to me.
Right then. So, so we know that there's a bloke out there who's a singing bloke who wanders around with wolves. We know there's a load of wolves. You said you thought he might be a druid?
This is what we believe. In my home country, there are many superstitions and rumours around men who live in the forest with wolves. So this seems a lot like the stories from my childhood.
Right.
There's a reason there's stories from childhood.
They often come from a place of reality.
Right, so
All stories
just
have
want
a
us
root
to-
somewhere.
you just want us to deal with him, or do you want us to bring him back? Because that changes things up a bit.
I have no
There are
wish.
more things-
I have no wish to see this man live after the deaths he has caused to my friends.
Right, so dead, one guy, bunch of wolves. A lot of wolves in that forest. So, generally, in terms of killing one guy, we're normally after 20 gold, you reckon, Captain?
20 seems reasonable.
Right, so in terms of a guy with some assistance, we'd normally be looking around 30 for like a little bit of assistance, maybe 40 if they have a bit more. Obviously, you guys have said you don't really necessarily have that much, so is there anything you can offer in lieu of pay?
I will send 10 of my strongest men with you to assist in this task.
Alright.
Yeah.
Looks like he sits back kind of working some things out. So that kind of covers the difference in opposition. So we're back down to the 20 gold. In terms of 10 men. Yeah, 20. You happy with 20 gold, Captain, or you think there's something else that we should be asking for?
I'm going to turn to the woodsman, and in my best High Cadoran, say to him, "It behooves a man of your position to accept such an offer from a man of mine."
So make a roll.
Etiquette?
Yes, etiquette using you can use your privilege ability.
Ooh.
Right.
Cool.
That was awful.
No, it wasn't actually awful because you're getting the bonuses. He looks down at his hands, which clasp together, and he says, "What you say is right. We will make this happen. To avenge my fallen friends, and to make sure no one else suffers the same fate. I will accompany you also."
Right. So, write out the contract. It's basically just saying for the removal of Druid unknown name and increasing the safety of the forest. Some will be paid to the Grey Lanterns of 20 gold, blah blah blah, legalese.
My favorite.
Yep. Spins the contract around, just goes, sign there, mate, have a read, make sure you're happy with it.
He signs his name.
Grand. Picks up the contract, rolls it up, stuffs it in his breastplate as he always does. Right, seems like a contract is formed.
Da. Let's get this done.
Alrighty. So you all start marching into the woods. The 10 woodsmen alongside you. You don't need to worry about moving on the map anymore. It immediately becomes aware that people are asking which direction should we be walking.
Justin?
Oh boy. You want tracking or navigation?
Tracking, please.
Okay. Just gotta find my character sheet.
Can I assist?
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, with my negatives for being a city boy.
It's fine. It's still like looking for tracks is looking for tracks. It's just you're not as good at it as him out here.
Like how you assist and then just proceed to roll better than me.
Well, when you say roll better than you, he actually basically just gives you +1.
Yeah.
Because that's how assisted rolls work.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, you met the roll anyway. You don't need to worry. You hit the targets.
It's just hilarious.
So Justin, after a couple of seconds walking around the perimeter of the logging camp and some quick inquiries with other loggers as to exactly where the distressed man ran from, you quickly find a path of broken bracken and small shrubs that you consider are from this man's flight, and you have found the trail that this distressed man ran along, as it were.
Jawsome.
So, what do you want to do?
I'll point it out, and I'll slowly proceed telling people where not to step.
Alrighty.
Are we expecting IEDs?
I mean, he's a trencher.
You never know, man. You never know.
Okay, duly noted.
A lifetime of trench warfare.
Can't be too careful.
And fighting against sap
in counterinsurgency, so
Yeah.
you know.
and fighting against sapper pharaohs.
Yes.
Soon,
Yeah,
to,
that
soon to be
model.
a thing.
That model looks dope.
And Rogue Brigadier General Trollkin.
Yeah. Come on, a unit of
The
the
Trollkin barrage
Come
team.
on. So dope.
It all looks really cool.
They're trying really hard to get me to play trolls. I'm just saying. I mean, it's probably not going to happen because my wife would murder me. But just saying.
Yeah, man. So you continue into the wood. Can I have another tracking roll, please?
Sure.
Into the woods.
Okay, cool.
Solid.
Is me assisting relevant in this case, Tom, or is he?
No. He's following the tracks through a forest of a man that was not trying to hide his tracks, and was moving swiftly and without care. So it's not hard to follow this in the terrain that you're currently in. So you carry on following these tracks. They're quite evident to you as a seasoned scout. You follow them deeper and deeper into the forest. The canopy starts to connect at this point, and the general forest becomes darker and more ominous. These woods are old.
Is it worth lighting up at this point?
You could if you wanted to, yes.
Right, okay, everyone. Torches on, please. And just to make sure as safe as possible, lock and load.
So people are drawing their weapons?
Yeah.
Okay. So the woodsmen all heft their axes in response to seeing you guys drawing your weapons. Justin, can you make a... you have survival, right?
Yep.
Make a survival roll. You say to... well, you don't say, I can't tell you what you say. You consider it would be unwise for the people at the front to be bearing torches.
I'll pass that along. That,
Yeah.
Okay. So, Balazar, Murtar, and...
probably me, since I'm
Doing the tracking.
I'm tracking. So, plus I need 2 hands for the gun anyway.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can do the torch because I assume I don't need both hands to cast my magic.
No, you don't.
You're just
Okay,
double
so-
fisted torches.
I'll put away my pistol and just carry the torch.
Cool. Okay. So, walking through the wet bracken that lines the floor of the forest, you go deeper and deeper into the forest until you hit a patch where there's more rock sticking out of the ground than there is soil and plants. So the undergrowth in this area becomes more sparse. Can you make a tracking roll, please?
Yes. I think I'll boost this one.
Is that the 14?
No.
No, I rolled triple ones because I'm fucking awesome. I'm gonna spend to re-roll that. Not much better, but I mean, sure.
So after being briefly just disorientated, Justin.
Sorry, I'm a little drunk.
Yeah, Justin shakes his head and clears his senses. He notices small amount of blood on some of the rocky outcroppings jutting from the floor of the forest. The trail has been refound and made apparent to you.
Interesting.
What?
That it's been, looks like it might be, we might be being led somewhere. Is that metagaming?
I don't know. Is it?
Okay.
Perhaps.
I mean, like, just me speaking as GM. Have you got anywhere else you going?
To be fair.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm like, well, you can certainly feel free to not go this way.
Well, what's the fun of that? Yeah, I guess I'll lead the way.
I'm just going to say, choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Yep, choo-choo indeed. Choo-choo indeed.
So you carry on. You carry on deeper and deeper into the forest. The path that was heading just east initially has at this point turned southeast, deeper and deeper into the forest, further and further away from the river. The trees are bigger, more wild and overgrown.
We gotta go deeper.
They reek of an ancientness that you can feel in your very
Do they actually
bones.
smell?
Yes, they smell. Most of them have vines of some sort or creeping plants such as like ivy strewn across their bones. Virtual Bones uses strength of will to...
No, I clicked on it.
Virtual Bones use strength of will to avoid being scared of these vines that hang from trees.
Hey man, vines are spooky.
He's like, what kind of rigging is this? It's green.
I don't understand why.
Alrighty.
So try and see if the trees, the branches, that kind of stuff is moving.
Detection roll for that then. Nope. Apart from the ones that are dangling enough that they're blowing in the breeze, none of them are moving.
Okay.
In case you were thinking, no snakes.
Snakes.
Adele
Why did it have to be
turns-
snakes?
Adele turns and speaks to one of the woodsmen and asks, in his best Murtaugh voice, "Oi, mate, you been down here before?"
One second. I just have to have a glass of water. Where is my water? Oh, it's all the way over there. One second.
The sky.
Short interruption while the bomb's dropped.
Do 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 do.
Sorry, I needed to clear my throat if I'm going to do a voice. I ain't never been this deep in the woods before, sir.
You've got a very high voice for an old man.
I'm not an old man.
High voice for a man.
Well, that's why I don't tend to talk too much, sir. If you're begging my pardon. The other men, they mock me so.
Well, that's not right.
No, we'll have none of that here. What's your name, sir?
My name? Oh, no one's ever asked me my name before.
Have you ever had a party of people so interested in every single character's name, Tom?
Yes, every single.
That's every D&D party
Yep.
/ role playing game party / whatever.
My name's Gary.
Gary?
Gary.
You're
Arian?
Yeah. I feel like a new man. Somebody take an
maybe
interest
after
in my
all
life.
Maybe after all this is over, you could sign on with us. We're a good crew, and the pay's good.
You mean it, mister? No fooling. Gary, not so old, man. I love it, Kung Brew.
Right, Gary, I suggest that you go and stand next to that troll over there. Keep him company, and I point at Balazar.
Okay, I will do, mister. And he nervously walks towards Balasar, and Balasar just shakes his head with a certain amount of another one. Alrighty.
Another one.
And this is when the party's got to catch them all. with their lust for catching NPCs.
Yep.
Alrighty. Anyone else doing anything in particular? Oh, by the way, it's approaching evening now.
We want to find a clearing to post up in for the night.
Alrighty.
Adele says to Justin, "Boy, you know what happened last time? Yeah, you were there. You skinned him. What precautions?" And then he pauses as if to wonder if the word precaution is too advanced for Murta-esque speech. What measures? I mean, what preparation? What can we do to stop him from attacking us again?
Well,
Love that.
And Murta's just putting his hands in his palms, just going, "Is this what he thinks I sound like? You
I love this. So what does Justin advise for camping out in a hostile wood at night?
Well, what should I roll for that? Like survival?
Yeah, survival would be appropriate.
Cool.
Like, could we maybe make a fence some, for the love of earthworks? Is there any sort of earthworks we could make? You know, dig some trenches, that sort of thing. Men and stakes and so on.
So what Justin would know, he would know that digging earthworks in the middle of a forest this old would exhaust you far more than you'd be exhausted and it'd be morning before you even got a foot down. The amount of roots and rock. You would probably advise a circle perimeter kind of a circle perimeter with guards overnight.
Set a perimeter, guards, obviously. Most beasties don't like fire, so having a solid fire usually helps.
More than one fire?
Character.
Yes.
I would like to point out that I do know that it would exhaust the entire party, but Adele is Adele, so...
Yep.
He's a moron, yes, we know.
Digging with these kinds of root systems around here would it's more work than it's worth. I mean, I guess if we had some dynamite, but...
You got some round ones in your pocket.
Yeah, but I was kind of saving those for a special occasion.
Yeah.
Digging a hole seems like not the best way to use a proper fragmentation grenade.
Yeah, it would do next to nothing.
I'm aware.
Cool. Okay, so you guys want to camp up for the night?
Yeah. I'll take third watch, and my plan is to power Podgy down, and then when I wake up to do third watch, I'll fire him up then.
So the party don't actually appear on the screen yet. So we'll whack Constantine down, we'll whack Adele down, We'll whack Murta down. We'll whack
Whack
Justin
everyone.
down. Birchwell down. Balasar. And Hodgins. So you can move these wherever you feel is most appropriate. I'm just going to have to quickly give you sight because you don't currently have sight. Let me know when you can see.
Yeah, we can see. Or I can see anyway.
I cannot.
Yeah, I have to go on each character and give
Yeah.
you sight individually.
Riveting. Sight-giving action.
I know.
So, I have an out-of-character question for you, Constantine.
Ooh.
This sword cane that you purchased for Adele, I hope that it has a clip that he can attach to his belt, otherwise both of his hands are going to be full.
Yeah. Good idea.
Okay, cool.
What's that doing there? So are any of you holding your torches? Because it's nighttime now.
Have we been sleeping, or is this before we go to sleep?
This is before you. This is before you go to sleep. None of you have.
I was still holding my torch.
Okay, so I'm just going to give you light because the way the
I was holding mine as well.
the way the system works is I can give your token light.
A light radius.
Whereas I'm busy just stood next to a woodsman as he puts up a tent going, so that's how you do it.
So if any of you want to hold a torch, you have to let me know, and then I will just give your character light. Okay.
Okay. So,
Two,
that's quite cool. Like that.
3, 4,
Just gonna patrol the
5,
perimeter of the camp.
6,
Check that everything's
7,
as it needs to be.
8.
While everything's being set up before we sort out watches, I'm just gonna keep on the
Right.
perimeter.
Do not misunderstand me. I am putting down the guards. Well, I'm using the guard token because I don't have a woodsman token. Right? All of the blank regular ones are people you haven't spoken to, and therefore they do not have names or characters yet. This one here, this one, is Gary. And then
That's
this
Gary.
one that I've used, the Trollkin Thug, that is the Kadoran logging leader. Okay?
Okay.
Oh, and Justin, you are too small.
That's true.
And so is Balasar. You're both big boys. Alrighty,
We
so you guys get to decide who stays up and who goes to bed. People who do not sleep at all will suffer a minus to their rolls the next day.
Jocelyn will offer to do first watch.
Balasar does second.
Okay.
And Hodgins and I do third. That's a body blocker.
Right.
Each.
I will stay up with Balazar because I have a rifle and he's not ranged.
Okay. Who's staying up with Justin?
Hold it.
Alrighty. So everyone else, move yourself to the entrance of a tent you wish to sleep in. For people watching, this is what the guys see. So they can
Form the cuddle puddle.
Yeah, they see a very different screen than I do as the GM.
Does that mean I'm on first watch?
If you're staying up with Justin, yes, you'll be on first watch. So, position yourself as appropriate. The leader bloke is going to go to bed, so I'm going to put him outside this tent here. And then how many of the guard do you want up at any one time?
How many got 9?
Well, there's 9, so 3 in each.
Yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense. And because I've told Gary to stick near Balasar, he should be on the second watch.
Okay.
Dell will take third watch with Constantine.
Good decision.
So this bloke is going to stand here. This bloke is going to stand here, and then this bloke is going to stand here. So you got 3 of the guards up at any one time.
Neat.
I'm just going to have to give them light.
Yeah.
So 36 feet, 18 feet dimming, and then I just realised what I should do is delete all the other guards.
That aren't on watch, yeah.
No, there's a more important reason why I've deleted them. Copy the guard that I've just given light to,
Oh, yeah, that's smart.
and then paste in guards that now have a lit torch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I can give him his own light radius when he wakes up. Cool. That works pretty well. Just 1, 2, 3. Cool. All right. So those guards are going to watch the perimeter, and then you will have Palisar's going to go to bed.
Solid.
To clarify, since we started later, Tom, I'm assuming a later break.
Not necessarily. If people actually no, it would be appropriate to have the break just as you go to bed, because then it's like your sleep is your break.
Solid.
So in actuality, it would probably be fantastic to have the break. Yes, all the Zs, Riker. Because GM needs some tea. I'll be honest with you, GMing online, that's the thing I miss the most, because Colin will tell you, I used to give players like bonuses to their rolls if they made me tea. Because I'm just that kind of a GM. So unfortunately for you lot, seeing as I'm making my own tea, it means I give bonuses to my own rolls.
Oh no!
Well, all I'm going to say is, figure something out. Logistically, you should be able to make me tea somehow.
I will mail you some tea. You will get it in a week or 2.
All right.
Deliveroo.
Oh, that doesn't... There is no delivery service where I live, because I live in a village.
Curses. Dominoes.
No, we have no Dominoes. We live too far away. There isn't any... It's awful.
We could send him Lipton iced tea.
Yeah. Solid troll. I like it.
I mean, I hate that idea with all of my being. Right, so everybody watching, we typically say we're having a 15-minute break, but usually there's at least 1 or 2 people hanging about during it, and if everybody gets back before 15 minutes, we just start. So I'd like to just briefly make a announcement. If you're watching and you're enjoying live, click follow to catch more of our streams. If you're watching on YouTube later, click like and subscribe. That would do us all a great big favour. We will be looking to look at the new Iron Kingdoms RPG 5th edition version when that comes out, but we'll talk about that more later. And just to remind everybody that this stream is sponsored by Black Anchor Heavy Industries. Black Anchor Heavy Industries finally able to supply Colossals to mercenaries all around Western Imran. That's me just making a slight meta gag that Bahi finally actually delivers to the EU without penalty.
Nice.
Tom, do
yes.
Mr. Lau do deliveries?
Huh?
Do Mr. Lau do deliveries?
I live next door to them.
Yeah, I know. I'm just seeing if I can phone them up and get them to bring you tea.
Well, for me they would, because they know me. They're my for everybody watching the stream, my next door neighbour is a Chinese restaurant, and we're friends with them. They've got a little boy that's just like a month or so younger than my daughter, so they play out in the garden together.
Nice.
That's actually a lovely and really heartwarming thing.
Yeah, no, he's a cute kid. He doesn't talk much, but I guess it's difficult because he's learning Chinese and English at the same time. So
Yeah, that sounds hard.
yeah, and he's a boy, and I don't mean to be sexist, but my knowledge of most of my friends and family's kids, boy children learn to speak later than girl children. It may be an insignificant week or so, but some of them it's months. So
Yeah, Oliver doesn't shut up. So
yeah, but look at his parents. He's got like really educated parents that have. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go make myself some tea.
Yeah, there's 4 boys in our lot, and we had one that was started talking at 6 months, the other at 8 months. I didn't start talking until I was 2 years old, but then never shut up. Also, when I started talking, I was talking in full sentences so I went from 0 to talking.
Yeah, that was stuff like he was a little bit late walking, he was a little bit late crawling, but as soon as he did it, he just did it. He just knew how to do it, and he'd do it all the time.
Yeah,
just like he was working. He was like, I don't need to do this yet, and then he was like, yeah, I probably need to do this, and then he could do it. It's the same with his talking.
Actually, that's interesting. Because, well, I'm quite open about my autism. So, fun times. But it's something that's quite common amongst people who are autistic.
That's interesting.
Where as they grow up, generally they do things a lot later, but when they start doing them, it's pretty much they instantly know the full thing. Which is just a really interesting study that I remember from when I was a bit younger.
Well, I was I couldn't read and write until a bit later, but then when I did learn to read and write, it was just I just did it. You know, it was one of those things. It was like it was almost as if I couldn't be bothered, and then I decided it was worth doing, and then I just did it. My son, who is 2, can't read and write yet. I'm hoping that he'll pick it up.
Well, to be fair, a lot of 2-year-olds. But yeah. Reading, I was reading. Apparently, well, no one could tell because I wasn't speaking. But apparently, I was reading from like 1, like right. Picking up books and at least looking at them intently. But again, I wasn't speaking at all, so. Yeah. No one knows if I was reading them or just copying what people around me were doing, because my family have all been readers for a long time.
Yeah.
And obviously, I don't remember.
What did you think of the keynote, Al?
I think I mostly ignored most of the not Iron Kingdom stuff, I'll be honest. In terms of the tabletop, I'm pleased that Legion are getting looked at. That's really cool.
Woohoo!
But it's kind of until a CID actually happens or we start seeing rules, for me it's kind of all just numbers at the moment. Yeah. It's a lot of the models are really cool, and I'm really glad they've confirmed Gunny 2.
And he looks quite cool. I'm quite happy with the model.
Yeah. I'm also glad that trolls seem to be finally finding a niche in Mark III. Where we've kind of gone through Mark III of people kind of going, we don't know what Troll's identity is. And it's starting to feel like they are the Horde's shooting faction.
That's quite interesting you say that, because I suppose there isn't really a Horde's shooting faction, is there? Like
Scorn can do it pretty well, but it's like...
But it's mostly off the backs of the turtles. So
no, to be fair, Reavers are pretty good. It's just that
people don't
play them. No, I've seen a fair few people play them, but my experience of Reavers is they have to stay out of melee to be any good. Mm-hmm. So they have to kind of like back up and shoot, which in a scenario-based game isn't helpful.
Yeah.
there's casters that can help them get around that, but it's kind of why you see a lot of shooting lists in Scorn kind of lean quite heavily into the legions, no, not the minions side of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, take brigands and stuff.
But it's trolls feel like they're starting to get into like that kind of shooting hordes faction niche, which is interesting and cool.
Yeah. I'm interested in what Boomhowler 3 does, because they've billed him as being a very strong, like, axe.
The Axe Archon.
And there's like an 8-point solo that can never be free that's a really strong melee piece. So I'm interested to see what that is, because like outside of the Menite Archon, which is the current kind of standard of melee solos, he doesn't have flight unless there's something really weird going on.
I think when he says Axe Archon, he's being a bit like loose with his words. He's not meaning it's like an actual Archon, because like they've been calling Harlow Holdenhide the Gun Archon.
But it's for me the gold standard of melee solos is the Menite Archon. Even taking all of the non-Archon solos, I don't think you get something which is as good a melee solo as the Menite Archon.
Well, it's only that good because CID players whinged like fuck until they buffed him.
I don't think he's that bad. I don't think he's that far. He is above the curve. I don't think he's massively above the curve. He's not as good as the Void Archon.
But if that's the grade you're basing yourself on,
it's actually a really interesting and weird argument, the Void Archon and Menite Archon thing, because the Menite Archon is kind of always useful, whereas when the Void Archon isn't useful, he's really not useful. Whereas when he's useful, he's very useful. So I think they're both too far above the curve to really rate. I personally think the best bounced Archon is the Thammarite one.
And there's some people who think the Thammarite one is absolutely amazing. I don't see it myself.
Depends on your meta.
Kind of, it depends on your meta. It's kind of bonkers into Exalted Supreme Guardians.
Yeah,
but it's like where my locals put it on the table and got really annoyed because they'd heard it was great into Exalted.
But you don't play
the Guardians. Yeah, I don't play the Guardians, but they were like, well, you still have those UAs that carry all those souls, and I was like, yeah, those UAs that have sack porn to Immortals.
Yep.
Carry on. It's so they're quite good at sniping out Ancestral Guardians still, so they are still concerning because they slow my army down very quickly.
Yeah.
But it's that kind of, they feel very balanced. They have things, they are generally good in general.
Well, the first time I played a game with Menite Archons, I lost one to Maximus on the charge. So
solid.
That's fairly.
Maximus will always be broken, and Menite Archons will always be fine. And then, in the second game I played with Archons, I was playing Wolves of Winter, 2 Void Archons, one of them under Sorcerer One's Fog of War spell, on a flag, like minding his own business, miles away from the front line, got shot by a meat thresher and died.
So clearly trash, right?
That's how it works.
But yeah, I like how they up the Dunian Archon. But yeah, it's, like I said, kind of nice to see Trolls getting their thing. Legion models are looking gorgeous. Riot Quest, cool, great. The fact it's a Kickstarter, they've made their argument for. I won't go into it further than that. The Monpoc stuff is, I don't know if any of the rest of you play it, but it's really good, and it's great in terms of my locals are all really looking forward to playing Monpoc now, whereas before it was basically just two or three of our group trying to get people into it, but there was like a whole other group in the store that was super into Monpoc for quite a long time, and are looking forward to that.
Have any of you played either King of Tokyo or King of New York?
I think I have at some point.
So it's the Kaiju board game,
Yeah.
essentially. It comes with card standees as the monsters. So my hope is at some point the Monpop models will release a model that I can use for one of these monsters.
Yeah.
It's quite
and I think-
likely.
well, I mean, they've not done the genius rabbit piloting a rabbit battle suit yet, but they've done. Oh, they haven't done the giant panda yet either. But they've done most.
I'm actually kind of surprised they haven't done a giant panda yet. Just because, come on.
I mean, I'm surprised Riker's being so quiet if he's still here, because he fucking loves Monpok.
He appears to be muted at the moment.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just got back. I heard one pop.
Yeah.
I think we're all back now.
Alright.
I got my snack pack. Snack pack. Roll20 bones love the snack packs.
Snack pack.
People should not ask me questions about things as broad as it's. I will just go on for ages.
Yeah, fair enough. So, first watch is... so we're doing the watches in 3-hour increments, I guess.
Okay.
The first watch, so Justin is awake, Birchwell Bones are awake, and three of the woodsmen are awake. Feel free to patrol. Feel free to make detection rolls into the darkness. The campfires illuminating and casting ominous shadows around the clearing in the forest.
Blue.
An owl hoots in the background, in the distance, or at least you hope it's an owl.
Well, before heading to bed, Adele asks Justin if he will teach him how to skin a wolf.
Sure. Just gotta find us a wolf to skin.
Alrighty.
Adele flashes a toothy smile and heads to bed.
His cover blown. Everybody realizes they're all in bed.
Do the Metal Gear.
I'm joking. So, first watch finishes with no untoward incidents of.
Before we go and switch watch, I want to know what this guy's name is. This fellow who's right beside me here. I want to ask him, what's your name? What's your name, laddie?
He says his name is Edmund. My name is Edmund.
It's not Edmund Gustav, is it?
No, it's not Edmund Gustav. Why? Do you know Edmund Gustav?
Lucky boy. And I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Throughout my watch, I regaled everyone with the story of the big fishing trip we just had.
Alrighty. So, second watch is Balasar.
Yep.
And who else?
Matter.
Balasar and Meta. I take it you've got your gun out, seeing as you said the reason you paired with Balasar was because he is a melee character.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Cool.
It's the kind of, like... It was just kind of watching how people were pairing and going, huh.
Yep, no, that's fine.
So
feel free to wander about aimlessly. Gary is stood next to Balasar looking quite nervous. You told him to stay with him, so he stayed up with him during that watch. So he's part of second watch. Watch dived. And peering into the darkness, he's jumping at every single noise the undergrowth makes. Forest in the middle of the Gnarlwood is a spooky place to try and have some semblance of peace. In the third hour of the watch,
I'm kind of going around the various guards, and if any of like they're dropping off, I'm gonna cut your throat, and just various threats. Just
wow, you are a scallywag, sir.
Just they've got to pay attention. If they're not paying attention to being snuck up on, someone's gonna cut their throat.
You absolute scallywag.
Go to the next one. You know that coin purse is looking mighty light now.
Just randomly threatening the woodsmen that are out with you.
Only if they're looking like they're dropping off and not really paying attention.
Okay, I mean, that's fantastic. You absolute badass, you. All right, so Murta, you think you hear something? Make a detection roll.
Wow. Okay.
Solid.
You get the sense that you can hear something scuffling in the undergrowth.
Well, that was not creepy at all. Either that was very good timing, or Tom played a sound down the thing.
I think that was one of you players doing it.
Yeah. It was Virtual Bones fucking with you.
I'll lift and kind of like aim my rifle towards the sound. Signal to the nearest woodsman to be ready to go and alert the camp.
Okay. Doing anything else?
I'm gonna stay in the light so that I can actually see what the fuck's going on, but I'm just going to... I'll move slightly towards it and keep my gun trained on it, but I'm not gonna step out of the light.
Fair enough. One second.
A light in the black. Or just a fear.
Maybe it could be anything.
Dear.
Oh no.
You're a twit. Who?
Bomb, bomb,
What's up? What's up there? What's up there, guardsman?
I see a thing.
Do you see a thing though? Make a detection roll.
I totally see a thing. I can see the thing.
No, that doesn't mean you can see the thing. Just because you can see,
like
just because you can
that.
see a token, doesn't mean you can see a thing. Remember, they have
I got a
skills.
16.
They have skills and abilities. Okay, you got 16. It got... Okay, so yeah, you beat its sneak roll. Looming in the undergrowth at the edge of the western part of the camp, you spot a dusk wolf hunched low amongst the undergrowth, clearly attempting to sneak up on the camp.
Cool.
You have but brief seconds.
Take a couple of seconds to aim as Jostin taught me, and open fire.
Okay, so roll initiative. You will get a bonus round, but only you. Okay, so no matter what you roll for initiative, even if the wolf... I'm just explaining how this is going to work for you. Even if the wolves beat your initiative, you'll still get a turn before they do. Okay.
Cool.
Because that's because you're fired before they've initiated combat. I'm giving you a surprise round essentially.
Do the rest of us need to roll initiative?
You haven't been woken up yet.
I was hoping that I was thinking rifle is making a loud bang.
Oh yeah, that will wake them up. As soon as you fire, they'll wake up and get to roll initiative.
Yeah.
And I'm just doing 1 for the guards because the guards can all have the same stat roll. And okay, cool. So it is time for me to put that in some sort of semblance of order. We'll go in descending, and Murta, you get to make a surprise attack round. Yes, Drakios, nice to see you here. Oh, shit, yeah. Well, if I was a good streamer, I would have changed the stream's title, but I'm a pretty shit streamer, so, you know.
It happens.
I hadn't added my aiming bonus, so...
Yep, okay. 1 second.
I'm assuming since Constantine's asleep, I don't get his benefit.
You do not get his benefit because he's asleep.
Cool. So the second one definitely misses.
1 second, I'm just changing the stream title.
Now, if only those damage rolls could have been swapped around. Curses.
Right.
Yeah, Drakios, you are definitely in... if you consider yourself a bad streamer, which I don't consider you a bad streamer, you're definitely in good company. I'm glad you're here, Drakios, because I think you're going to enjoy this. Right, so what did you roll? So you hit with the first attack and you missed with the second attack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the first attack does 1 damage.
Solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Murta's just ecstatic he hit it.
I mean, you're not a gun bro, really. So everybody else, now you've heard the sound of a gunshot, you have been awakened, and I would like you to roll initiative.
I already have.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Oh, hi, Avel. Good to see you in the chat. Right, so Betchel Bones has got a 20. Has he been added? He has. I think the only person we're missing is Adele.
They'll roll the
I rolled a 20. Birchwell can go first.
Okay, 1 second. I have to add you manually then because apparently you never get actually added. Adele.
Also, I
and-
managed to roll average.
Yes, I saw that.
So Adele got a 20, and then we will roll for the guy that I'm using as the Trollkin Thug. And did I add the Dusk Wolves? Yes, I did. Okay, so we're just going to put these back in order now. So Murta, it's your turn again because your surprise round is now over. Hi, Avel.
Cool.
So your surprise round is over, so you can now make your regular turn.
So I'm just gonna not aim this time. I'm just gonna open up a pair of just normal shots this
Yep.
time.
Sure.
Blam and blam.
So a miss and a hit.
Yep.
Okay. So that Dusk Wolf goes down. Your first shot misses the mark and hits a rotten log. The second shot, however, hits the beast square in the eye, shattering its skull. It slumps to the ground.
Excellent. I will now use my movement.
Yep.
To move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. Okay, that's quick. Gonna use my quick action to stow my rifle.
Yep.
And and since it's technically the first round of the combat, I get to use fast draw
Yep,
for my
sure.
blades.
I mean, it's generally supposed to be done at the beginning of your turn, I think, but I'm going to allow this.
Yep. So, blades are now drawn.
Yep. Alrighty. So after you is Constantine. So for everybody that's asleep, it will take you a full action to get out of bed. I'm assuming that you all slept in your armour because you're not idiots.
There was a temptation with Constantine running around in long johns, but no.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, he slept in his armour.
Yeah, of course you did.
And his first action is to find his favourite gun.
Yes.
Make sure it's loaded.
Yeah, as he awakes, he pats his holster and then sighs with relief as he finds that headcanon is still there.
Yeah, and then he's going to kind of... It seems that he's in the same tent as Adele.
Yes, you are. You were top and tailing it.
Elbow Adele, make sure he's awake as well, and then kind of bust out the front of the tent. And,
Yep.
And
survey the situation. So your buff is now live because you are up and awake and out of the tent.
okay.
Okay, so next we are going to the woodsman boss who does the same thing. He just gets out of the tent. Adele, it is your turn.
Was Birchwell not going before me since we rolled the same?
Sorry, my apologies. I hadn't reordered you. Yep, Birchwell, it's your turn first, sir.
Yeah, so I was sleeping, so I'm going to get up and get into my shit.
Go. Wakey time. Do you want me to move your guy out of the tent?
Oh, okay. I can. I'll just go.
Yep. So Adele, time to get up.
Well, Adele stumbles to his feet and climbs out of the tent, and I think that I still have a quick action, right?
Nope.
Oh.
Full action does everything.
In that case, then I just stumble out of the tent.
Balasar doesn't see... can he see any threats? He cannot, so he is going to... by the way, guys, just so people watching at home, we have dynamic lighting enabled, so this is what individual characters can see, so I'll just go through. So this is what Constantine can see, Adele can see, Myrta can see, Jostin, Birchwell, and Balasar. So each character can see on their own home screens different things, which is quite interesting. So they actually have to call out threats to each other sometimes. Balasar is going to delay his action. Jostin, it's your turn, sir.
Grab my gun and put on my helmet and roll out of bed.
Yeah. And then it's time. So
The wolf time.
this wolf jumps out of the woods and pounces onto the tent. The woodsman inside the tent screams in pain as teeth rip through tent fabric and claws slash. You can just see a maelstrom of tent fabric and blood erupting.
I don't like that one bit.
Yep. And on this side, similarly, this Duskwolf jumps out of the undergrowth onto this tent. Seeing this, Balasar uses his countercharge ability
It's happening!
and charges it. Combat.
I'm trying to think if that's the first time we've actually had him do that.
Yeah, pretty much. I keep like 99% of the time I forget that he even fucking has countercharge.
He used it on a rat.
Yes, that's right. He used it on a rat. So he manages to. Oh my god. So
Punch that sucker into the sun.
yeah. So Balasar, hefting his great axe, cleaves the wolf's head clear off before it manages to do much to this tent at all. The wolf is slain.
And its head landed in the Shard Isles.
No, its head landed in the bed of in the bed roll up of the woodsman that is that was sleeping in that tent.
Yeah, yeet. Just yeet that sucker.
They'll get me up in the morning first time.
Yeah, I know, mate. Alrighty,
And
so
a new game was invented: Wolf's Head Football.
so this wolf leaps out of the undergrowth and charges in towards Murta.
Ah, you shite.
It leaps, fangs first. It's more open as it charges towards you. Murta deftly avoids the attack with no problems. A wolf appears out of nowhere from behind Adele and attempts to bite him in the back of the neck.
Nom nom nom.
Groggy through lack of sleep, but definitely able, Adele manages to avoid the wolf's bite. Well, because he delayed his turn, he might as well go now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
All right.
have to change this thing.
Yeah, so I'm going to change him to a 17. Because there's no point in him holding his action anymore, is there?
No.
Right, so he's facing towards the one that he just charged here, so he's going to charge this one that is currently bothering his good friend Murta.
Which I think is a fair assessment. Murta is very nice to trolls.
He is a friend of the trolls.
Troll whisperer.
So unfortunately he misses, so I'm guessing we're going to spend a re-roll with the feety turn. And
Sure.
well, there's no reason not to. He's on 3 feet points. And he splits this wolf in half.
Is anyone asleep still?
Is who asleep?
Is anyone left asleep?
No, I would imagine everybody is awake at this point.
Not a wolf's head alarm clock then.
No. So it is now. What did we call him? Gary. It's Gary's turn. So Gary does exactly as he's told and sticks next to Balasar. He nervously uses a quick action to draw a pistol and aims it at the wolf that's thrashing around, attacking whoever was in that tent.
Oh no, Jeff. Poor Jeff.
He, nervous though he is through all of this, his shot goes wild and misses its mark.
Lame.
Are we going to get the JP naming every NPC again?
That is entirely up to JP.
I'm working on it.
1, 2, 3.
I just heard it announced that it's, oh, poor Jeff. And it was just like, oh, yes.
5, 6, 7.
So far we got Jeff.
1,
What was
2.
the guy that Birchwell spoke to?
His name was Edward or Edwind or something like that.
Edwind, because you were like, "Are you this guy?"
Yeah, I just made up a last name, kind of spook him a little bit.
Oh shit! I pressed the wrong button, y'all. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Right, there we go. So all of the guards are now roused from their slumber. It is Murta's turn now.
Murta sees a wolf.
Mhm.
He's going to charge. He's going to charge the wolf.
Of course he is.
No way of getting into the back arc of the wolf, is there?
No. Not if you're
Is there a way
charging.
of-
Not if you're charging. No.
Cool. Is there a way of charging so that my first sidestep gets me into its back?
Well, it's facing this way, so
Okay,
yes.
so
If you
I
charge
to
here,
there,
charge to this exact square,
that exact square.
and then you could sidestep
Yep.
behind it.
Cool. Charging. Make sure I face the right way.
Exactly, Draculus.
I don't know what he said, so I am going to assume he was being nice.
Yeah, well, he was saying, so you might not be their father, but you're their daddy.
Ah, right. Yes. Also, I forgot the boost, because I always forget the boost.
You just roll 1 extra d6 then.
Yep.
So you did 18 essentially, so 6 damage. Cool. Okay.
Yep.
Next attack. This will
So
be with the back
sidestep.
arc.
Yep, because sidestepping into the back.
For people watching, Murta is a cutthroat, so he gets backstab bonus.
Like that.
Okay, and the wolf goes down easily. If you'd missed a feat point, you gain a feat point.
I'm good.
Okay. So now we are on to Konstantin Karazimov. It is your turn.
Right. Does this tent provide cover
No.
for that one?
No, one of them just jumped through it and slashed it to pieces. It's just some cloth.
No, I mean the tent that Adele and I were in.
No, but it's like the wolf can't see you, but if you're crouched down the other side of it, but it's a wolf.
Okay, I'll turn face and I'll open fire then.
Cool.
Let's kill this wolf.
Yep. I mean, it's an average tent, so it's not going to be much more than like 3 foot high at the peak. So you'd be able to shoot the wolf.
Boom! Oh.
So headcannon needs to only roll 2d6.
What?
You rolled too much damage.
I thought it was 3d6.
No, it's 2d6.
Okay.
There is hidden things with your gun.
Yes, your gun has hidden rules. So you note that the gun wasn't as enthusiastic about that shot.
Okay, cool.
Well, you still killed it. Okay, so and with that, the last of the dusk wolves are slain. The forest goes silent after the echoes of that headcannon shot fade into the forest night.
The screaming.
Yes, the scream.
Does it not scream when it's shooting?
It did not scream that time, no.
Adele turns to Constantine and says, "Thank you, Captain."
It sure did.
That's absolutely no problem whatsoever. Tom, just for sake, the first shot that I rolled with the headcannon missed. So what I'm going to do is spend a feat point to
re-roll it and count that as the re-roll. Yep, you'd get the feat point straight back, so don't worry too much.
Just so no one thinks I'm metagaming.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm not too bothered, mate. If you hadn't killed it, somebody else would.
Cool. Okay.
No,
have we got any wolves left?
No, that's it.
Okay, so we're in narrative time.
Yeah, that's why I narrated the echoing silence after the cannon shot reverberates through the forest. So yes, you are now in narrative time.
Murta gives it a few seconds and then goes, "Was that it?"
Has everyone had at least some sleep now?
Adele says, "Are they wounded?"
Yeah, I'm just going to go to this tent over here.
Yep.
And see if we can save Jeff.
Okay. So just so you know, in terms of the amount of sleep, Joston and Birchwell have had about 2 to 3 hours worth of sleep.
Okay.
Because this is towards the end of the second watch, and they took the first watch, so they've had a couple of hours sleep.
Joston and Birchwell are the ones that perhaps need some time to rest now.
Yep.
I already went back into the tent.
He's already gone back to bed. Oh my god. Birchwell has zero chill.
I'm gonna drag all the bodies into one place and deal with them in the morning.
Balasar helps you.
Sweet.
So I believe Constantine had gone to the tent to see about Jeff, the woodsman who got pounced upon by a Duskwolf. So
character, fully expecting not to be able to save him, but
so you actually you find it a bit tricky to move all of the bits of slashed and broken tent away. You resort to pulling them aside, and you find a young man in his late 20s, a slash across his chest. He is conscious, and his eyes lock with yours of panic.
Okay, can I stabilise him?
You can attempt to.
Adele will have gone with Constantine.
The man looks up at you as you try to minister medical aid to him, and just as the life leaves his eyes, he just whispers, "My name's Jeff."
My name's Jeff.
And at this point, Adele would gain a soul token.
Oh God.
F's in the chat for Jeff.
For people watching along, Adele is a slight necromancer. So he hasn't really done any of the raising of the dead stuff, but he does have the ability to gain souls. So, yep, Jeff dead. Jeff dead.
F for Jeff.
F for Jeff.
F's in the chat.
Rest in peace, Jeff. We hardly knew you.
Well, I guess I'll scratch him off the list. But don't worry, guys. We still have Edwin, Lance, Kevin, Esteban, Martino, Paulie Walnuts, and Roy.
I like Paulie Walnuts.
Yeah, he's my favorite too.
Paulie Walnuts.
You don't want to know how he got his name.
I have already made up why he has that name.
That's fine.
He often frequents the brothels on his day off, and he has he's caught himself so many venereal diseases that his plums are bigger than plums.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I like it.
He walks with a wide gait like a John Wayne towards the end of his career.
Yep.
I hope he. Yeah, I'm gonna put a colour on that guy just because I want to see if he lives or dies. Alrighty.
If he gets to keep his walnuts.
Yeah.
Can I administer some kind of medication to Paulie Walnuts?
You don't know there's anything wrong with him.
Okay.
You haven't caught him in the act yet, you know.
Like Constantine would ever go anywhere near a brothel.
I think the idea of going in a brothel would be upsetting for Constantine.
Yeah, I think
Probably.
Um,
I can picture how red his face gets at the mere mention of it.
Blustered is the word that comes to mind.
Whitish grey moustache in the front of it.
Righty, so is everybody that hasn't slept going back to bed?
Yep.
Alrighty, so we are now on third watch time. So Balasar is going to go to bed.
Okay.
Just before that, I am going to go and find the head of the wolf that Balazar killed.
Mhm.
I am going to go and find one. I'm going to go and find the wolf that I blew the eye out of.
Yep.
And cut its head off.
Yep.
I'm going to give Balazar the head of the wolf he killed.
Yep.
I'm going to keep their one head, but I only need one.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go to bed.
So
and
Balasar has the head of the one that he cleaved off.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I'm going to put the rat skull on one side of me, and the wolf's head on the other.
Okay.
I'm going to stoke the boiler.
Oh, what, to get it ready for the morning? Okay, cool. And then go back to bed?
3 hours seems meaningful. Like, if it's just idling along, 3 hours to build up steam pressure is probably a good idea.
Yeah, no, that seems good. Just going to check what happens in the rest of the night. Nothing. So you wake up to the Final Fantasy waking up music. And Balasar comes out of his tent, stretches and cracks his joints as he yawns and slaps Gary on the back and says, "Take up less of the tent next time." Remember that, like, the size of Balasar, he should really probably have one of these tents to himself.
Yep. It's fine, I just snuggled up to my guy.
During
Well,
the
There's
watch,
a reason Murta put dead things at either side of him.
So no one would want to sleep in his tent?
Basically.
Yeah.
Stench of death doesn't bother him. Stench of a rotting wolf skull.
So, it's now morning.
during the interim, Adele silently says to Jade, "Are you all right?"
She doesn't answer. So it is now morning, and the woodsmen are snacking on dry rations, and discussing where we should go next. One of them suggests maybe these wolves came from somewhere
Or someone.
or someone.
well, first things first, Jostin's gonna fulfill his promise to Adele and teach them how to skin a wolf.
Okay,
Someone-
so survival roll, please. Sorry, what were you trying to say, David?
Constantine can't get out of his tent.
Yeah, I'm also stuck in my tent. It's pretty great.
Wait, what do you see when you're in your tent? I want to have a look.
Nothing. I see the outside.
Oh my god, that's all they see when they're in their tent. They see literally nothing. Because I put barrier walls around them, so like they block line of sight. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty fucking cool. Cool.
I
Murta
rolled
is
an
also-
intellect
sorry.
to see how well Adele learns Justin's lessons.
Okay, cool.
You want me to roll one for each wolf? Or-
No, not really. I don't. Because we're on quarter to 11, I don't really want to waste time on it.
I
So
was just fishing for
Adele
birds anyway.
intellectually learns quite a lot from this. Practically, he learns nothing. Yeah, the TARDIS tents for sure, Kangaroo. So yeah, in terms of intellectually, you go, yeah, okay, yeah. And you see how he skins the wolf corpses, but you don't practically learn anything. I'm not giving you
Murder.
points in survival for watching a guy skin a wolf.
Whereas Murta
Oh.
is actively going to be trying to watch and skin the wolf's head. I'm not after survival points. I'm just after seeing if I can skin it and have a decent skull afterwards.
I would
Based
be
on-
amazed if he picked up survival just by watching
Yeah,
on
based
one occasion.
based on your backstory, you managed to do that easily. You're just literally removing flesh from a skull. That's no problem for you. You grew up on the streets of the Crick's capital. Like, you'd have been doing that to get every morsel of food that you could have any time you caught something.
That's fair.
You know, well, you would. You'd be like, I need to get every little bit of fragment of nutrients that I can out of this skull. Alrighty.
Also, general Crixian thing of like skulls are your enemy.
Yeah, I mean, you can totally... how big would a dusk wolf skull be? I'm just going to have a look. I just want to
They're
know...
pretty big. They're on a medium.
So its head would be about from the top of your shoulder to your belly. About
This is
that
going to
long.
be really heavy to lug around.
So it's not something that you could wear as a helmet,
Sad.
but you could definitely like Balasar is going to put one of his on his shoulder
Nice.
because that would be quite easy and it's appropriate size for him. So
As I realise this, I start looking for the second one I killed and working out if I can have its skull.
I mean, it would be a bit big for your shoulder.
Yeah, but it's like, you know.
You could certainly
It's-
mount one of them on your back, though.
You are now a Games Workshop character. Giant shoulder pads.
I mean, he's a troll.
Hey, have you seen Vlad?
Alrighty, so Jocelyn, can you make a tracking roll for me, please?
Oh, I'll make a track.
Brilliant. Murta, can you assist?
I can assist.
So between the two of you, you managed to find the 5 different trails and track them all back to a single source. It appears that these wolves travelled together. They came from the south.
Yeah, fair enough. I am going to clarify, me and JP have exactly the same bonus.
Yeah, you just roll better.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like
Mate, you consistently
Roll20
roll
dice
better.
hate him.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Not when I'm rolling damage with both barrels, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, that goes stratospheric.
So, it is now daytime. Okay. And
Still dark in the forest.
sorry.
Still dark in the forest.
No. Well, it's not. You can see without torchlight, but it's just dim. So, what happens next is
Rocks fall.
no. None of you have been dickish. You only get the rocks.
Dell is going to cast Ghost Shroud on himself as we move forwards.
Yep, you only get the rock shroud. The docks. I can't speak. You only get the rocks fall meme when you guys are being dicks, and you're not being dicks, so rocks haven't fell on you yet.
The night is
Yeah, I'm now aware of the fact that I made rocks fall on you that one time. Sorry.
boom, boom, boom.
Have we got a trail to follow?
Yes, yeah, you're following it.
Okay. I know. Do I notice that Walnut Paulie is, or Paulie Walnut is walking a little bit odd?
Detection roll. You metagaming bastard.
Detection.
Yeah, detection. He's walking behind you, so you see nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you weren't deliberately looking for it, so.
No.
Righty. So, as you walk further into the forest, you're heading south. Make a last detection roll for me, please.
Detection.
Yeah.
You
All or just
darkness.
Oh my. So you can hear singing in the echoing through the trees as a throaty voice is booming.
Is it something I would? Is it a tune I would recognise?
No. No.
Yeah, Constantine, do you need that feat point you would have generated? So if not.
No, I would. Yeah, I'm full on feet points. So
Yeah, you can totally give them out if you want.
go on.
Huzzah. I no longer have just one.
Right, so you can hear something singing in the distance, and what would you like to do about that?
Last time,
Sorry?
did we hear singing last time we were in the woods?
Yes, but it was very far off.
So we wouldn't know it was the same. If it was the same.
It would be... Well, I mean, you can try and see if you think it's the same, but I mean,
Intellect?
where else are you going?
Well, it's whether or not the party would go, oh, singing, that might be someone friendly, or oh, that's the singing we heard before. Maybe we should load up.
The second one.
Okay, so singing, maybe we should lock and load, ladies and gents, or gents.
Shall we? Should a couple of us sneak forward and scout it out?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Alrighty, who's in the
Thinking.
scouting party?
We have a movement of 8, which I can also increase. So I'd like to be part of that too. If we need to run back really quick.
Yep, that sounds appropriate.
Okay, they'll form a scouting party of our woodsmen.
So Batchwell Bones, Joston Longreach. We'll put Murta on the board. I'm just currently putting you all on the board. I know you can't see it yet, but I'm doing that deliberately so you don't figure too much. So there should be 7 guards left, I believe.
Okay, so
Just one second.
Esteban and Edwin at the front, and then the rest of them kind of spaced behind them.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then matey and matey. Okay, cool. Alright, now I have to give you all sight beyond sight.
Bum, 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 bum.
I know this is a little bit not exactly super exciting, just giving you guys sight, but it's either that or you can't see.
That's fine.
And I have to do it every time you go onto a new screen, unfortunately. It's just the way Roll20 works. Has sight. Has sight. Has sight. And has sight. And then I'm just going to quickly change the Trollkin characters to be their appropriate size. Because y'all are big, y'all.
Yep. Oh Lord, they coming.
And then, yeah, very much so. And now I'm going to move you over onto the new screen. So, can you see anything at all?
I can see everything.
You can what?
I can see everything.
Brilliant. So, the forest has kind of revealed a natural looking, well, not natural looking, but a worn path, as if at some point people have used this as a route through this part of the forest. And you kind of used it to make footing easier going for your heavy warjack. You see plain as day 4 duskwolves surrounding a destroyed trading cart.
Okay. Guessing we can't see the bodies at the back yet.
You cannot know, so please don't metagame that you can see through the forest. The green patches of forest would roughly block line of sight, but there's no way for me to do that
That's good.
without making them so you can't walk through them. You can still hear the singing.
Okay. Let's deal with these duskwolves. So,
Make a detection roll.
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone's fine. Just anyone that cares.
Apparently not Murta.
So, you can hear that the individual singing seems to be singing but also ranting. You can discern words in amongst the song. Words of resentment, words of talking of betrayal, words of exile.
In what language?
Ordic.
Excellent.
You hear, I, Drakios Oaken.
Oh dear.
Where is he? Sorry, 1 second. I Drakiust Quiet Oak, spurned by my brothers in the circle. They said I'd give them away with my mighty singing voice.
Well, seems like they're not wrong.
I will prove them all wrong and kill them. Alright, so feel free to... currently, the Duskwolves don't know you're there. If any of you move, we start going into kind of... it would probably be appropriate for everybody to roll combat now. Yes, Drakios. Whistle innocently, you you fiendish deviant.
Being a fast guy, I often go very, very late in the game.
Yeah. Well, you know, sometimes you roll double ones on your initiative.
True.
Or 12.
That is a lot of 10s.
Yeah.
I assume that Roll20 is being exceptionally average, like it always is.
Yes.
In fact, that's a lot of doubles. That's not a double. Double, double, double one, double. Not a double. Not a double. Interesting.
Hmm? 1 second,
Well.
guys.
I go, the wind goes, says Birchwell.
17. And, oh, actually, what am I doing? I'm a goon. I forget how the game works sometimes. So what did Adele roll? Because I assume it didn't go through.
Mine didn't go through either, Tom. 23 on Adele.
Okay, thanks. And Constantine.
25.
And so Adele got 23. Constantine got 25. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Oh yeah.
Justin before Adele.
18.
You don't need to worry about that right now because I'm still trying to add everybody to the turn order. So I've got to add the woodsman,
Oh, yeah.
and I've got to add mighty Gary, and where is he? There he is. And the bloke that... No, he doesn't get his own initiative roll. He's just one of the woodsmen. Right. And I'm just going to put that in order. And so...
Not on yet, we're-
Murta is first. Insert flaming bagpipe music here. Yep, very much so. If I knew how to insert music right now, I would.
I'm,
Actually, not that hard.
Huh?
I'm not in the turn order.
You should be.
I rolled an 18.
Sorry?
I rolled an 18.
Yeah, you're not on there at all. Okay. I'll add you now. $18?
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty low, dude.
I know.
Yeah. He rolled a double one.
Oh, right. I don't think it matters too much. Alrighty, so Murta, it is your turn first. What are you doing?
Cool. Just to double check, do you want the scouting party ahead, or do you just kind of all be where we are?
It's entirely up to you. I am assuming that you're all one square off the board.
Right. Okay.
He sneaks. Tries to get us a bonus now.
Yeah, so basically, if you all sneak on, and I would advise staying within the wooded sections to do that, you can try for a bonus round. As GM, I'm just telling you, you can.
Okay. Wooded sections would be rough terrain, yeah?
Yes, they are rough terrain, yes.
So,
Yeah, Drakios, Riker does
one.
know of your power and your madness.
To there.
Sorry.
For now.
Who's the next guy?
Did you do a sneak roll?
I'm just doing one now.
Cool, because it's good for me to have a target.
14.
Yep.
Plus whatever bonuses trees give you.
You get circle.
You what?
Trees give bonuses against circle.
Well, you'd be. It would count that you're in concealment. So yes, there would be a bonus.
I knew there was a thing, I couldn't remember the thing.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. Let me worry about that. Constantine, it's your turn, sir.
I don't have sneak.
Everyone has sneak. You just don't have proficiency in it, so you can still try.
You just can't.
Basic agility.
Yeah, basically it's a base agility roll, and you can't
Base.
boost it because you're not proficient in it. Okay, that's pretty cool.
I mean, it's not amazing.
That's fine. Don't worry too much. Adele, it's your turn.
Sorry, I've got to move as well, haven't I?
Yeah, sure. Adele, you can do your turn while he's just moving his token. There's no need to slow this down. Shit's gonna get real.
It's gonna get real good.
Got a 14.
Yeah, no, I see. I'm watching the dice log. Justin, what are you doing, sir?
Well, first I'll roll sneak, and I am going to boost it.
Yep.
Solid.
A solid
Apparently
12.
I guess I should just not boost rolls. I'll go up to here.
He's the
That's Pathfinder.
sneakiest boy. Yeah, he has Pathfinder, so he gives 0 shits. The guards, what do you want them to do? And they're not guards, by the way, they're woodsmen, but
Yeah.
Can they sneak?
yes, they can.
Right, okay. So they should sneak too.
Hmm?
They should sneak too.
Where do you want them to go, though?
So
Because you'd have told them before you started, you'd have given them like a brief pep talk of what the plan is.
1, 2, 3, 4 that are the leftmost 4.
Yep.
They're going through the wood that is immediately in front of Hodges.
So you want 1 here, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4. Like that?
And then the 4 that are like in the midst of the company. Yeah, like that. And then there's 1 guy at the back.
Do you want it to be Gary, or do you want somebody else to be... Oh no, the leader bloke, he'd hang back, because that's just how he do.
Right, okay.
Okay. Oh, actually, Gary has his own initiative order, because I made him special, didn't I?
Okay.
I made him a special little boy. So now we look at the Dusk Wolves, and we see what they can actually do.
Tom, just for reference,
Yes.
I'm leaving Hodgins that last square off the board at the moment.
Because he's noisy as fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, why am I rolling initiative multiple times? I am so bad at this game. Okay. So, this Dusk Wolf here snarls a low, deep snarl. And, how far away are they? Oh, well within. Okay, cool. That's pretty bad for those woodsmen. And charges, and I'm going to randomise because I know you guys love your blokes. Right, so it's going to charge this guy in the back corner.
Say I was upkeeping my spell.
I just assumed you would, because why else would you have cast it?
Everyone's.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to
Yeah, no, that's fine.
double check.
And I'm assuming that everybody has weapons drawn as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Blades this time. Not bothering with the gun for a bit.
No blades, no bows. You leave your weapons here. Oh, so that apparently that wolf misses his target there.
Did he almost get the balls?
He wasn't attacking that guy.
Ah.
And then this one is going to charge in here, and I'm going to randomise. It's going for Murta, apparently. Ugh. Must you roll 20? Must you?
It must. It must.
It's just being
So-
quite slow. It misses Murta. He deftly dodges aside.
Evasion tanking. It's legitimate.
Yeah, I mean, you are like the evasion tank of the party alongside Birchwell.
It's what we do. It's what we do.
So
That's
this man gets ripped apart by this Duskwolf. And
Which one? Which one?
the one on the right, he goes down screaming.
Oh no, not. Which one is that?
He's rolling to see which one it is.
Martino, no!
Martino is slain.
Bad.
I love the idea that Justin just spent the entire walk towards us going, and who are you? And who are you?
And he would have as
Just
well.
out of interest, do I get another soul?
Depends where you are. I don't know where you are.
That is a good question. Where is it though?
Yeah, I can't see you, dude. Where are you?
That's weird. I'm
I
here.
think you
Probably
might be
under
under
someone.
Hodgepodge. Yeah, under
Yeah.
Hodgepodge.
Right, so that will depend. Is your control area 66 feet or less?
I can't see anything around my character.
What is your arc stat?
Do you know why I think this is a problem?
For...
I think I haven't given you sight beyond sight yet.
Because he was
That would
under a...
explain why I couldn't see anyone.
Well, why didn't you tell me you couldn't see?
Because I thought it was deliberate on your part.
No. Nothing's deliberate on my part. Yeah, you have sight. You should be able to see.
I can't see what's around me. I just see darkness. I mean, I can see some of what's on the board through others, but not.
What?
not where
You should be able
I'm
to see
standing underneath
everything.
someone.
That's peculiar.
I'm going to send you a screenshot of what I can. See.
Oh, can you still see tents? Just to check, Adele.
No, all players are on this screen.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Roll20 needed refreshing for him. Maybe it
I
hadn't
think he
caught
just
up
needs to
with-
refresh Roll20 because I've checked by clicking Control L on him. Like if I click Control
Okay, I'm
L
gonna
on it,
refresh it.
I'm just going to let you guys know I don't bother giving the enemy mobs sight because there's no point. So if I press Control L, which lets me see what you see, they see pitch black. If I click on Adele, he sees what you guys see, the whole screen.
Oh.
How are we doing?
Anyway, you would not have gained soul, so we can just move on. Where's the other Duskwolf? Oh, they both charged, so that's fine.
I
So
see everything now.
yeah, it's your roll 20 that was needing refreshing, nothing to do with anything else. Right, so the woodsmen are going to attack the. I don't need to ask you what they're doing when they're engaged with the dude
Yeah, fair enough.
Touche, salesman.
because they're fighting for their lives. This one does a hefty whack and
Damn.
wounds the Duskwolf fiercely.
Does 6 damage.
And this one misses.
Lame.
What about Itchy Scrot Boy?
Who missed?
This one and this one.
Itchy Scrot Boy missed.
Yeah, of course he did. He was
Too busy scratching his balls.
He was too busy dealing with his. Oh, 1 second. I'm just going to see how far away he is from Constantine. 54 foot. Is that enough?
Constantine's command range is 54.
Right, so he would have hit then, and that wolf is no more. So Constantine says they duck every third heartbeat. Aim just above it, just below where you think it should be, or some Cadoran nonsense.
Cadoran nonsense.
Yep.
I love it.
Hit it harder.
Swing down.
The one next to Murta wounds the Duskwolf on the left. So Murta's stayed right. So that one's been wounded. And then the woodsman to the other side of Murta. Nicks its paw.
Aww.
Yeah. Paw is considered nicked. We have a nicked paw, everybody. So I believe that is all of the woodsman. So then we go to the woodsman's leader, who shouts, "A bonus to any man that kills a wolf," and charges a wolf himself.
I see his strategy. He kills the wolf, he claims the bonus.
Yeah.
I like this man.
He misses, however.
Useless.
So then we go to Birchwood Bones.
Birchwood Bones. So I'm gonna scooch.
I very much dare, Kung Brew. I am a Signar player, and it is all Cadoran nonsense.
I'm gonna scooch to there because it's half speed, right? Because of the.
Yes, it's rough terrain if you're in the woods.
So I'll go there,
I know.
and then I'm going to
Razorwind, Razorwind, Razorwind.
raise a wind with my quick spell
Yes,
or fast cast, whatever it's called.
I love it. Slash
Razorwind.
Rebel.
magic runes appear round your wrist as bladed gales spring forth from your fingers and slice through the wolf, cutting it to ribbons.
And I'm gonna let out a howl as another quick one.
Are you casting another?
Yeah, and then my final quick action, I will cast. I'm gonna get a negative though, trying to hit that dude over there. Right?
No.
No, Constantine gives everybody in his command area the ability to shoot and cast magic into combat.
Concealment.
Oh, it's got concealment. They've both got concealment, but don't worry too much.
I will
Because they be in the forest.
do it. And I will
Look at Mr. Planning his turn out.
boost the yeah, no, I'll just cast it normally. Oops.
Who's Mr. Planning his turn out?
You.
I had told it. I had
And
told
Justin.
it to hide it. So
You can't hide it from the
Well,
GM.
GM can always see it. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that's interesting.
So, the runes spring forth again and you slice another wolf to ribbons.
Ribbon.
Do you have anything else you can do with your turn? I think you've moved and done 2 quick actions.
One of his quick actions was a free.
Oh
quick
yeah, I
action.
know, but I'm just wondering what he's doing with his other quick action.
I already did that, like howl.
Okay, cool. Murta, it is your turn.
Murta kind of looks at the dead wolves in front of him, kind of just looks slightly annoyed, sees there's another wolf, his eyes light up, and he will spend a feat point to get Relentless Charge
Yep, sounds good.
and charge it
Yep, sounds good.
as soon as I hit select.
Cool.
Rah. Rah.
Yeah,
10 is
you've definitely
literally
got
out.
you've definitely got range.
I can't get into a. Oh, hang on, no, because I sidestep 2. I'll only sidestep 1 through woods, won't I?
Yes, and you won't be able to get into its back arc regardless. It is facing this way, so
Oh.
Well, actually, you get 3 attacks. So your first would get you here. Second sidestep would get you here into the back arc. So your third attack could get back arc, but you're going to kill it with your charge attack, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Probably. Only if I'm in range of Constantine.
You are not. That's 60 feet.
Ooh, I will spend a feat point to reroll.
Because of course you will. And he hits and does a slice and does some damage to the wolf.
And step next to it and go, haha! And then I do a non-boosted one.
I have you now, he says. He slices again at the wolf, cutting deeply into its foreleg.
More than 6 health.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And now into the back.
Yep. I mean, they've got the same amount of health as the last time you fought them.
Re-rolling.
So that's another feat point.
Yeah.
So that should put you on 0?
3. I am on 0, yes.
Wow. He got barely big balls. So you hit.
If I've killed it, I want to use my ability takedown to simply knock it out and then manacle its feet.
Interesting.
Sure. Why not?
And I will use my quick action to go, leave this one a fucking alone, it's mine.
Okay, cool. I am going to mark it special so we remember. Cool. Okay.
I see it also has enlarged balls.
Yes, it does. So with that, you can hear coming from because you're facing west now.
Yes.
You can hear to your left from the south somebody singing, going, "You've killed my wolves, but I will kill you."
Sneak.
You can't sneak when it's not your turn.
I thought combat was over.
No, you've just killed these 4 Duskwolves. Constantine, it is your turn, sir.
Okay, so Constantine.
No, just for reference, Riker, I let you guys know when when you're in narrative time.
So he's still in the woods. 2.
Yeah, War Table's really good, Kung Brew. I've been liking it a lot.
So he goes to there.
Yep.
3.
Yep. Sure.
Go to there.
And remember that your Warjack activates on the same turn as you, so if you want to move it, now is the time.
So I can do a Warjack drive as a free action.
Quick action, unless you've got the ability that gives it to you as a free quick action.
Yeah, Ace Commander gives me a free action to do a Warjack drive.
Yep, so you've got that, so you can do a free action. So it moves 5 inches.
Okay, so
that's 3 that it's already moved to get on the screen.
Yeah, and then another 2.
Well, you can have it come off the screen further to the right if you want. You just move it 5 onto the screen wherever you want. I'm not going to worry too much about it.
Like there.
And then another 1, 2 to there.
Yep.
That's the pronto.
Mm-hmm. Then you can spend a quick action to give it a run order or something like that.
Well, it's still Constantine's activation, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Because the pronto drive is immediately.
Yep, that's right.
So Constantine
can then tell it to run or to walk or whatever you want.
Yeah, let me just have a look. Yeah, that's what I've done. Anyway, never mind. Yeah, we may as well. Can I charge?
You can only charge if you can see something to charge, so no.
So I'll just run.
Yep. Brilliant.
Just to there. That's where it's going to go.
Yeah, to stay in your command.
Yeah, I'm going to move it and then double check the command.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. That's fine. We don't need to worry too much. You can readjust it afterwards.
That's fine, isn't it? Still in.
Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely fine. So you'll be able to activate before it, give it some orders, and then it can do stuff. So you don't need to worry too much.
Cool.
So, coming out of the trees, you hear a booming voice singing at you, saying, "You brought something big. I brought something bigger."
Yeah. Hey.
If anyone has bagpipes, use them now.
And you see coming out of the forest a bipedal construction of stone and wood and rope. Green runes glowing across its surface.
My favorite world.
Well, I've seen a world before.
Murta hasn't. This is probably a willpower test for me, actually, isn't it, Tom?
No, it doesn't cause fear.
No? Ah, good.
You're just like, why is that war jock made out of rocks?
So he's going to cast that for 4 and then move round to here. Okay, so I just need to put tokens on these guys. Okay, cool. Then we will go with Adele. It is your turn, sir.
Dell has developed an disco.
Oh, what?
Never mind. Just filling dead air.
Okay. Adele is going to advance to about here, I think.
Okay.
And he's going to sneak and upkeep his spell.
Yep, so sneak. You need to roll a sneak roll, but other than that, if there's nothing else you're doing, I will just move on to Justin, yeah?
I'm going to cast Ashen Cloud
Okay, where do you want it to go?
just on myself.
Okay.
Hopefully not blocking anyone else.
Right, so if it's just on yourself, we don't need to worry about placing it. I just know where it is, okay? It's every one of the squares around you. Because moving it is a pain in the arse. So, Justin. Oh, and can you please put yourself... I'll do it for you. I just need to put you on 3 magic, because you're upkeeping a spell. Oh, you've already done it. Okay, Justin, it's your turn, sir.
Well, I see a wold. So I'm sure
You don't. There's forest in
I know
between
there's
you.
a tree in the way.
Yeah.
Fine.
But you would have heard big thumpy footfalls as it moved, and you would have heard the singing. So you know, based on your character being a tracker and things like that, you know where you're going. So you don't need to worry about metagaming. If you moved into this forest here, you would be able to see it.
I think I should have asked earlier, do I get a feat point for knocking out the wolf?
Yes, you do.
Cool. Sorry to interrupt, JP.
No,
Carry on.
it's no worries.
You're good. So I'll move there. So I'm in the forest, and then I'll give it both barrels, because why not?
Yeah, man. Sounds good to me.
Targeted roll. Crash.
All right, so
I rolled dick on damage.
yeah, you really did.
Oh, I rolled the wrong weapon.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
a
it was
repeating.
rifle.
Yeah, that's your repeating
Yeah.
rifle. No wonder it
I
did
guess
fuck
we
all
can
damage.
just add 8 to it, and then we have the actual number.
Yeah.
Unless you want me to.
No, that's fine. That's the easiest way to do it. So you did a 23, which gets rounded down. You did 2 damage. Okay.
Solid.
2 damage to the 5. That's
I
brilliant.
will take. Oh, it does get pushed to D3.
No, it doesn't.
Oh no! Fine.
It
I'll
also
take
doesn't get knocked down from the crit.
Actually, sorry. My apologies. You see magical warding spark across it. It actually takes no damage.
What?
Sorry, my bad. I totally just forgot the spell that you fucking cast on it just before.
this fucking guy.
Yeah. Sorry,
cool.
dude. Sorry, my guy.
Then I will use my free quick action for reloading to put one in the chamber.
Can you not then spend your other quick action to put another one in?
Yes, I could do that. That is true.
See, he is a helpful GM.
I try. So the guards, not guards, the woodsmen shout and run. They're kind of riled up, and they're like, "Rah, fucking go for it!"
Aim for the wood, boyos.
You're just setting them up for a really good crevasse, aren't you?
Look at all this metagaming as you decide what spells people do and don't have.
I mean, listen.
So Jeff looks at Balasar. I know what I'm going to fucking do. He's going to take a willpower roll. Jeff plucks together his nerve and runs without Balasar towards the peril.
Jeez, Jeff's back from the dead?
Not Jeff. What did we call this one? Gary. Gary. Okay, Gary does that.
Gary.
Butcher Bones, it's your turn, sir.
It's my turn.
Yep.
Am I still in the forest in this square? I can't really.
No. We'll say you're not.
So I'm going to mosey forth at a quick pace. I'm gonna run, I guess.
Sounds good to me.
So that's gonna be. Gonna be 6. Is that 5? And then 4.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna go to. That was 9, and I have with the run 16.
Yeah, you can run everywhere.
So I'm gonna dash. Oops. I'm gonna dash over here behind the forest here.
Yep, sounds good to me. Marta, it is your turn.
So Murta has heard singing.
Yes, he has.
Terrible, terrible voice. Or is it a good voice? We don't know.
Drakios Quiet Oak has a marvellous baritone.
Ah.
Welsh male voice choir.
He very much could have been. If he weren't living in the Iron Kingdoms, not Welsh, and a complete madman.
Wrath of heaven.
Question.
And you
Is that a
see
straight line?
the spear points gleaming. What?
Is that a straight line? from
Yeah, you
where
can charge there.
Cool. As long as I spend my 1 remaining feat point.
I mean, if that's what you want to do.
I do. I
Yep.
charge there
Yep.
and go. And swing with my first blade.
Yeah, F's in the chat for Murta, please. It's preemptive.
Probably.
It's preemptive, but
Tink. 1, 2.
Yep.
Takes a second stab.
Remember that this is rough terrain, so you'd only move to here.
Ah, shit! It's a forest.
Yes, it is.
I missed that.
I mean,
I should maybe have done something different.
nah,
But
I'm
that's
going to put you there. It's more narratively fun.
Second assassin's blade going into the back of the big thing.
I mean, you can attack the bloke next to the big thing if you want.
Oh, I know, but I'm going to use this to step into the point. This is where I was kind of like, I forgot, because what I was doing was using 2 off the big thing to step into the back of the small thing.
Yep, sure. Okay, well, you do no damage to the world at all.
Yeah, because it's got spells.
Yes, it does.
So my blade skitters off some spell.
Yep.
At which point Murta starts swearing under his breath about cheating fucks.
Cheating fucks
Steps
using
into
their
the back.
magic.
Yeah, steps into the back of this guy
Yep,
and then takes a swing to try and stab him in the back.
yep, totally. Love it.
and will use another sidestep to step off the back of him.
You can't, because it only works off your initials, which is your first 2 attacks.
Yes, this is a bonus attack.
It's not an initial. So you hit the guy, and you did 7 damage to him.
Cool.
Nice.
Damage to the 4. 2, 3, 4. So Dracio's Quiet Oak booms.
It doesn't actually specify initial.
Oh, wait a
in
second.
Iron Kingdoms RPG.
So 1 second, sorry. So actually his armor is 15, so he did 4 damage. Okay, yeah, feel free. Do you move? It doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter. It's more just.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. Constantine, it's your turn, sir.
Right, I'm going to spend a feat point to get.
Oh, do you want me to describe what you saw, by the way? Because you're the first person to see him. Sorry.
Is this Murtaugh?
Yeah, sorry, I should just describe him. So, you see a human individual with a long, flowing beard and moustache. He's wearing long, dark robes and carrying a scroll covered in runes that he seems to be reading from, like it's a song sheet. He's armed with a halberd that the shaft of the halberd looks to be made of a spine of a large creature.
Neat.
Yep. So Constantine, what are you doing, sir?
I was spending a feat point for the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Normal advanced double movement.
Yep.
Right, here we go. 1 to there.
Yep.
And then I've got another. That one. It's there.
Yep.
I don't know why.
11?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. 1 would cost me 2. So I've got another 10 after that.
Yeah, sure.
So I'll go to there.
And that'll get you behind the cart, or the broken remains of the cart.
Which, do they give me cover and concealment?
Only if you spend a quick action to gain cover or concealment.
Right.
Because that's how cover and concealment work. Taking cover behind something, you have to spend a quick action. There's a soldier ability where they just get a free quick action every turn to gain cover. But you don't have
there.
Yep.
I use my Ace Commander quick action to charge, I guess.
Well, remember there's rough terrain in front of him, so you might want to pronto him.
Right, yeah, I'll pronto him forward.
Yep.
And I've still got 2 quick actions after that.
Mhm.
So I'm going to give him charge after he's prontoed.
Yep.
And then I want to give him boosted damage on his fist attack.
Yep, sure. So he'll get a boosted charge attack with the axe and a boosted damage attack with the fist.
That's the idea, yeah.
Yep, that works out. Sounds good to me.
So pronto him forward.
Yep.
Which is going to get him 2.5.
Just move him 3.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I mean, rule of cool is way more important here right now.
Yeah, rule of cool.
And then let's make sure he's facing the right way.
Yep, so you might as well just move him the rest of the distance to do the charge.
And that's the charge to charge to there.
Yep.
Yeah, charge to there.
Yep, sounds good to me. Do you know where to find his weapons to do his attacks?
Yeah, no, so I've got him.
Yes, in his combat tab, and you should be able to click the buttons that say boosted damage.
Yeah. So hopefully he hits. Because he doesn't exist. No, not does he doesn't exist. Because he's not living. Does he benefit from my intellectual bonus?
Yeah, because you're telling him what to do. So I'm going to say he does.
So it's not a if you are living and think about it.
I'd just rather give it you than not.
Okay, where is he?
Because what's the point in having abilities if you're not going to get to use them?
Yeah, there he is. Okay, so target roll. Oh no, boost damage. Targeted roll.
Alrighty, so Hodgins the Warjack slashes at this stone monstrosity. Its huge axe skitters across the surface of the stone and then ploughs deep into the arm of the construct, dealing damage to it.
Damage? 4 damage, is it?
No. So basically, I'm just going to let you know it's got a spell giving it +3 armor right now. So you did 5 damage.
6 because of...
Yeah, 6 because of Constantine.
And is that halved?
No, he's a Warjack.
Okay, so...
Yeah, they don't suffer the same... because it's a Warjack attacking a Warbeast, they're just straight damage.
Okay, and then...
To make them thematically really fucking powerful compared to a stabby stick. And then he does no damage. Okay.
Really poor roll there.
Yeah, that is a really poor roll.
Okay.
Pretty awful, really. Okay, cool.
And that's it. That's all Constantine's turn and all of
Hodgins' turn.
turn done.
Alrighty, so Dracio's Quiet Oak looks enraged. He turns around and turns towards Murta, singing his heart out at you about his spear point gleaming.
Bring it, you cheating feck.
Oh, love it.
He attacks you with his halberd. And skewers you straight through for 6 damage.
Ow.
And that wasn't a particularly good roll either.
Murta, no! Scream from afar. with a sad yar at the end. Yar!
So that would have cost him 2. He's then going to buy another attack and boost to hit. Whoever's got that, can they move it, please? Which misses as Murta deftly... Oh no, wait. He's a full character. He spends a feat point to reroll because he's a badass.
Oh no, boss fight! Oh dear.
So he slashes at Murta again, dealing 4 damage. His Wold moves to here protectively.
Free stroke.
No. At what range do you think your melee weapons are? And goes to strike at Hodgins. So he's going to...
Not the Hodge the Podges.
I know. It's totally not fair. Mr. Hodgins. No, Mr. Hodgins. That misses. That's fine.
Solid.
And then it hits with the other fist.
Fight.
And hits.
And hits.
9.
So Hodgins is now knocked down. And is pushed 1 inch back. He takes... whoa, he took a lot of damage.
7 to the 5?
Yeah, 7 to the 5. Are you doing that, or do you want me to?
I've done it.
Okay, cool. And that's him done. Adele, it is your turn, sir.
If I run and gun, I can still use spells, right?
Yeah, of course you can. Run and gun basically just doubles your movement for an advance, but not for a charge. So you can walk, essentially, double your speed.
Okay. I think I can get to about here if I run and gun, and I should still be able to see and launch a spell, I think.
Well, you'll be able to see the Wold. You won't be able to see the guy behind.
Okay, if I get to about here, can I see the guy behind?
No, because there's this pile of stuff and a kind of sacrificial pyre. Sorry, I should have described that when Justin walked up.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I didn't know how tall it was.
Sorry, no, you can't see through that. Sorry. So no, you from where you start, there's no way you can get to a position where you can see the guy.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm just going to upkeep my Ghost Shroud, and I'm just going to walk to... I think I can get to about here. And then I'm just going to cast Ash and Cloud on myself without obscuring Justin's view.
It's fine. I'll probably be moving anyway.
You can see through each other anyway, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's Justin's turn
well, that's
now.
my turn. Done.
Oh boy. So I'm gonna move.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4. Move there. Will I still be able to see the wold from that direction?
You can see the wold. You can see Drakios and Murta from that angle.
Okay.
You are outside of Constantine's bubble.
Yeah,
however.
I'm outside of yeah. Well, I'm gonna hit the wold. Since I can, I'll give it both barrels again.
Sounds good. Hi, Ejaroot, who I know who you are. So both barrels into the World Guardian. You notice that your shot does not. I was going to say you notice that your shot does not seem hampered by magical protection this turn.
Oh, that's nice.
Roll to see. Oh no, he's up again. Yep, no. Roll to see how far he gets pushed.
Haha! I pissed him off enough that he thought that attacking me was more important than protecting himself.
Okay, thanks very much. So I'm just going to put the damage on him. 2 damage. 5.
Give myself a couple damage.
Sounds good. Alrighty.
At least I'm spreading it out.
Yeah, man. Are you using both your quick actions to reload, or are you shooting a second shot?
No, I'll use both to reload. I think I would.
Oh no, you can do both, can't you?
Yeah, I could do both.
Yeah, you just can't shoot both. Well, no, you can shoot both barrels,
Got the
can't you?
shield. Yeah, I could both barrels again. That's kind of funny. Sure, why not?
Oh my god, both barrels, reload, both barrels again.
Yeah, that's pretty.
By the way, Drakios, I don't know if you saw, but you skewered the cutthroat character Murta twice with your spear with the shaft made of the spine of an Oberon.
I can't think of anyone who's hit me twice in a row.
He did. He did boost to hit both times.
Yeah.
Like he spent his whole stack on those 2 attacks.
Oh, for some reason that did POW 14 and not POW 18, so that should be 4 more.
Yeah, so that's a 29, so 5 damage to it.
The first one I did right. I don't know what's happening.
I wouldn't worry too much. 5 damage to the 4. Okie dokie.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, decent. Like it.
And then I'll take my. Oh, he'll move again.
You can move twice? Oh no, you haven't moved at all yet.
No, he'll move.
Oh yeah.
Because he gets pushed.
Yes.
3 inches. Then I will take more damage.
So he'd bump against this slight cliff facey bit here.
Okay. 1 to my 2.
And then the guards are going to go. And they're not guards, obviously, they're just woodsmen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The definitely 7, not guards 8. Will go. They're obviously Kassite woodsmen, and so they're going to ambush in off the side and shoot with bows.
Miss.
Yeah, miss. Solid.
I had one game where they ambushed on the side against some Electromancers, and the Electromancers, so they failed to hit the Electromancers on the turn.
Birchwell Bones, it's your turn.
It's my turn. So, there's a little dudes. There's dudes there. I'm gonna do another. Can we move through friendlies?
Yeah, you can totally move through friendlies.
Okay. Just need to take away my fatigue here.
Yeah, and that's just the base rule for the Iron Kingdoms.
Okay. I'm gonna go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to. If I hit him with a storm toss, is he gonna fall off the little edge of the cliff there? Or
No, it's the other way round. It's this part is higher than this part. So if you use storm tossed, he just wouldn't move.
Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna hit him with some razor wind then.
Yeah, man, sounds good.
So I'm gonna boost the damage.
Yep, sounds good.
So that's gonna be 3. I'm gonna go pajamas.
Magic shoots out of your hands and slices chunks of pebbles off of the stony construct.
I'm going to cast that again with the same.
So that would be a 24. So 2 damage. 5. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I paid to boost again, and
Yep.
I'm going to do another razor wind on
Yep.
the anus.
Sounds good. Okay, so that's the 26. That's 3 to the 4. 1.
Man, that's a roll.
And then I have to do fatigue. 'cause I'm
Yes,
exhausted.
you do have to take a fatigue, yeah. Yeah, so you're fine.
Well, you know what that means. Do it again!
I think
I
you
could
can.
do it again. I have one more, don't I?
I think you
With
can
my,
because you've got the.
So I've got my second quick action.
Yeah. I mean, you totally can if you want. It'll be an all-in turn. That means
Let's
you
do
have
it.
means you have to rest next turn probably, but
I got my special feat power as well. This.
yeah, man, sounds good.
That did not work. Okay. There we go.
Okay, so that's another decent chunk taken off. Your razor winds are just slicing bits of stone off of this construct. 2.
And I'm gonna do, I guess, a fatigue roll now.
Yeah, you have to do another one. Yeah. So
But
when you fail, you can either spend a feat point to re-roll it, or you can just let it fail and it ends your turn, and you can't cast magic next turn.
I can. I have strength of will, so after failing a fatigue roll, I can spend 1 feat point to instead automatically succeed the roll.
Yep, sure. Okay. Are you going to do that instead then? Right, Murta, it's your turn then.
So Murta managed to get a feat point from getting a crit on one of his attacks last turn.
Yeah, sure.
So the first thing he's going to do is walk off some of that damage.
Okie
I
dokie.
don't think it's going to make a massive difference, but
Did you spend to half any of that?
I did not.
Oh, right, okay. Wow, he only had 3 HP left, guys.
Damn.
So he now has 6 HP. He nearly got wrecked.
Yep. Yes, he did. He's now going to. He kind of like looks slightly crumpled over the halberd, and then looks up, grins, and goes, "You're gonna regret that, boy."
Love it. What are you painting, Ajaru? Right, so attacky time, I guess.
Yep.
Just going to zoom in for this confrontation of the gods.
He's probably actually older than me, but whatever.
Yeah, he is older than you. So
first
first
attack
attack misses.
Fine. Second attack, probably also misses knowing
Nope,
my
hits.
hits.
1 second,
sidestep.
1 second. So it does 5 damage? Unless you're within
Yes.
aura? You
No,
might-
he's not with her, I don't think.
I wasn't last turn.
Oh, right. So 5 damage then, yeah?
Yep.
I just got to check.
Yes.
5 to the 2, okay.
54 is pretty
5.
easy to eyeball once
Okay,
you know
and
it's 8
you do
forward.
get to sidestep off that.
Yep, so 1, 2.
Yep, to get you back up.
Yep. And then making my third attack.
Yep, this one with backstab.
Yep.
Ajaru, if Murta died here, he just dies. His character dies. He has to make a new character. Because this is an RPG, if they just die, they just die. But when they run out of HP, they don't automatically die. They take an injury roll to see what happens to them. Because it might be something like they lose a limb or they get their eye stabbed out. It could be any number of things. So that's a really good hit.
That's a really good hit.
Yeah. So you do 11 damage.
Oof.
Mhm.
Got transfers.
No, he spent all of his stack. So that puts him out of action.
I will knock him out with my takedown, and I would have had to have used Ogre and Manacles on the Duskwolf, so I still have my human Manacles
Yep.
to slam around his hands, because I've won, and I'm going to kick his staff away from him.
Yep. So as he goes down, the lights in his the lights in the construct's eyes dim, and it goes still. Oh no! Wait, do wolds deactivate when their bloke dies?
I have no idea.
I
It
honestly
depends
don't
if
know.
they're a war. It depends if it's a warlock or like just a black lad telling it to wander around. Or
It is a warlock.
Then yes. Well, they don't deactivate. They.
They go autonomous, I think, because they're.
They go wild, which
Yeah,
they still go wild. It's just
So for them, they just continue, because I think it just says that if they're not told what to do, they do the last thing they were told to do.
oh, there's a chart in Unleashed.
Where is it?
Good question.
I'm already looking for it, so
It's
don't
been
worry
a while
too much.
since I've looked at Unleashed.
It's okay, I'm looking now.
You would
I
think it'd be in the
it's not
gameplay
in the
tools
world
section.
Aha! If the warlock is killed or becomes unconscious, the world will do its best to follow its controller's last orders, rather than suffering the effects of backlash, which is what happens to a living war beast. Okay, so he will continue fighting you. He just can't boost anymore because he's got no one to force him, basically.
So a couple of questions.
Yes.
Well, first things first is actually I'm going to step away over to here.
Yep, with your sidestep. Cool.
Yep, and I still technically have my walk, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You're getting the fuck away, yeah.
Yeah, because I've watched my blade skitter off the big thing several times. It might not have occurred. It wouldn't have occurred to me that the magic was gone.
Cool. Constantine, it is your go. Sorry if I'm being blunt. It's just we're closely approaching end times.
Yeah. Last thing, any feat points?
Yeah, you definitely get a feat point.
If you didn't, I'd be surprised.
Yeah. Drakios, hopefully your Rocky Boy will avenge you, but probably not. Because it's now Constantine and the Warjack's turn, so...
Warjack's knocked down, though.
Yeah, but he can. You can drive to get him to stand up.
So drive to get him to stand up.
Yep.
Is he engaged at the moment?
No.
So
No.
drive to get him to charge.
I mean, you could walk or charge. It's up to you, really.
Right, okay.
You're close enough that you don't need to have him charge.
Constantine's going to walk to there.
Yep.
Just get him right. Ooh. So stand there. Drive to get him to stand up.
Yep.
That's for free. Then drive to get him to charge.
Mhm.
Which he'll do when I do his activation. And then I'm going to have a shot at the wall. Just so I can say I've actually shot my.
With your head cannon.
Yeah.
You feel that your gun's lust for destruction will give it the extra dice.
Right. So.
And I'm just going to let you know at this point.
Well,
you gain boosted damage against damaged models.
Is it damaged models? Right.
Damaged models.
I thought it might have been non-living, but
Nope.
that's...
No.
Finisher.
It's basically got finisher, mate. But I didn't want to, just tell you straight away off the bat. I don't know why.
Because it's cooler this way.
I hope so.
No, it hits.
Yeah, it does. So you do 6.
So 3.
Yep. To the 1, yeah.
And then Hodgins. So stand up.
Yep.
And then charge.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Uh-huh.
We do this character sheet.
Okay, so Hodgins swings its mighty axe at the stone pile construct man, and his axe shatters the head of the construct in the middle of the cowling of stone. The green glowing runes flicker and fade, and it slumps forward with one of its massive piston-like arms propping it up as it stops moving.
Is it dead, or shall I swing again?
I mean, I totally think that your Warjack would swing again.
Just keeps going.
Yeah.
Bang.
Kung Brew, this is not a rock... Well, this might be a rock... Yeah, this is a rocks fall moment. So, Hodgins, not knowing that the world is offline and destroyed at this point, smashes into it with its armoured fist, and the bindings holding the arms together completely fail, and it falls to multiple pieces.
Cool.
The combat is over.
Woo!
And we get the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, yeah.
Pardon me.
Right.
Murta, ever the mercenary. Sorry, go on, David.
So,
Yeah, it was intense, Kung Brew.
taking down of the...
Merton nearly died in that one. He had 3 health left. That's why he buggered off after the combat ended.
Yep.
And that wasn't even a Sir Robin moment. And I just totally realised, do you know who didn't do anything this whole fight?
Balthazar.
Balazar's just sat at the back.
I noticed it partway through, and I was like, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, there's enough... See, the thing is, for anybody watching, Balazar is a Trollkin mighty character that I added, mainly for weeks where Riker or JP couldn't make it, just to kind of give the party a bit more oomph when there's only three player characters. So I don't feel bad about him not taking part.
He was fighting off a wolf that was the rear guard. It's
Oh man, guys, you wouldn't believe it. There was this
100 wolves of
there was loads of them, and the octopus was the scariest part.
So Adele moves to secure the prisoner, and he grabs the rune chart that he was reading from.
Mm-hmm.
And also secure
you'd have to
the
look for it because you don't.
That's fine.
In fact, you as a character don't even know that there is one because you hadn't seen him until this point.
Murta would tell him because it's magic shit.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, he had a scroll, didn't see where it goes, have fun. As he starts walking towards the woodsman chief to go, right, I remember you said a bonus for anyone who killed a wolf. You see that? You see that good lad over there? He's one of my best. He's one of my best mates. He comes from where I come from. He killed 2 of the fuckers.
The Cadoran leader of the woodsmen says, "Yes, he did indeed kill 2 of the wolves, using some sort of magic, I believe. Very impressive. Here," and he throws Birchwell 5 gold.
Ooh, I'm gonna catch that yur. Ooh, yur.
Murder, not even mentioning the one he killed. Killed, didn't kill it, knocked it out. Reasons.
Drinks are on me.
So yeah, also points out, I knocked the fella out if you and your lads have anything to do with him for, bit of payback. Wouldn't necessarily let him wake up, but, he's there if you want him. Claps the man on the shoulder and walks off and goes and sit on the wolf that he killed.
Well, certainly, after all of the troubles that this man has caused me and my people, I think that it would be appropriate if this man would die for his crimes.
A man who the sentence wields the sword.
You wish that I do this?
Well, no, I'll do it.
I am happy to if you wish, brother.
No, I will do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I should do it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll get the family heirloom rapier out, and for crimes against
Skyrim.
man and under the power vested in me by 13 generations of Cadoran nobility, I pronounce you guilty, and then lop his head off. Do you want me to roll?
No, he's a bound, unconscious man. He just dies. Like, you don't need to roll to hit a bloke that's manacled and unconscious.
Fair enough.
His head lopped from his body, blood spurting out, soaking his luxurious grey beard.
Adele grabs the head and mounts it on the halberd.
Cool.
Troll sees this and it says, "Yar, dude, yar."
Indeed. Anyone else doing anything? Oh yeah, sorry. Birchwell wanted to check the cart. You find that the cart is full of apples.
Ooh, I'll take some apples.
Yes.
Take 2 apples.
There is a whole bushel of apples.
A whole bushel of apples. I'll take myself a whole bushel of apples.
I couldn't resist.
I'm gonna write it down. Bushel of apples.
Anyone else doing anything?
I'm. You first.
No. I would ask someone to collect my manacles for me, and I would stay sitting on this wolf. And any time it looks like it's about to wake up, just casually just knock it back out.
Okay, cool.
Well, that's funny because Adele will take the manacles and he'll also rummage through the guy's pockets.
Okay, so Murty, you notice that the wolf is bleeding from the wounds that you did to it.
Ah, shit.
Because you did stab it like 3 times.
Yeah. Sorry. Shit. Medicine rolls. Yes, these are a thing I can do, just not very well.
You have medicine? Cool.
No, I don't have medicine, but it's one of those... It's a skill that you can use, but by yourself, it just advises heavily not to.
Well, you could always ask Constantine for help.
Captain, how much do you know about doctoring animals?
It can't be too different, can it?
Cabbages and apples.
You know that Constantine's going to ask you why you want me to save it, don't you?
Yeah. Save it first, and I'll tell you.
Life?
What was that?
Why do you want me to save this creature's life?
Well, I pointed to Deld and go, he's got a pet.
What?
What's he got to pet?
Mograt.
Yeah, that's a fair one. For those of you watching, Mograt is a gobber that the party met in session 1, and he sold them rotten fish meat that got like half the party violently ill, and they just adopted him, and he lives in their base, and he's an absolute idiot. He's the stupidest character I've ever created, and yeah, Mograt just lives in their base and does the washing up and stuff.
Stupid.
Yeah. So Balasar at this point walks up to Murta and says, there's fighting pits on the Wake Islands that would pay handsomely for a live Duskwolf.
As tempting as that is, pet.
I mean,
If I can't...
just GM voice here. If you wanted to, you can. Animal handling rolls. That's just what I'm going to require of you. Animal handling rolls. And
I
while it's
wanted to
unconscious, you don't need to roll anything because it just can't move.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting, Tom.
Yep, cool.
I am aware that my animal handling doesn't exist yet, but again, it's one of those things you can use, it's just not great.
Yeah, but you could learn it.
Yeah. Also, it's a wolf. Being bigger than it kind of has a thing, right?
Sorry?
It's a wolf. Being like an alpha, I am aware that that has been debunked scientifically. Being the alpha would totally be a thing, right?
Well, the fact that you bested it in combat would help, yeah. Bear in mind that Duskwolves are the size of which, like, female Tharn ride these. So...
Yes, it was after I knocked it out and was already planning my pet, I remembered, shit, these are mounts.
Yes, they are.
Just riding through town on our dusk wolves.
If
I'm
you
aware
were
that
to be
they were
wearing
not
heavy
killed.
armour, or be a medium-based model, it would not be appropriate to ride a Duskwolf.
I'm also going to point out that you've already banned cavalry.
No, I mean, like, you got it this way. If you want to keep it, then you can have it. But, like,
Yeah.
don't expect to use it in the city and not get it stabbed.
Totally not.
Yeah. Because people would be like, ah, shit, a wolf, kill it.
Touch my dog and I will stab you in the fucking throat.
Yep. Yep.
What skill do we need to craft a muzzle and a harness and...
Leather working.
Shit, we've got leather!
Do we have someone that can leather work?
Oh my god, you'd make a harness out of its fallen brothers.
Yes,
That's
we
a little
absolutely
bit
would.
Okay.
Well, we paid for it out of its fallen brothers. We make it from its fallen brothers.
I would love to see a gobber with a Duskwolf mount, but I would rather see a gobber with a razor bore mount.
Colin's Discord has died, apparently.
Oh dear.
F's in the
No,
chat.
I'm here.
Discord.
I'm surprised it only just went through.
Oh right.
It makes me
Right.
wonder if my entire internet died.
Well, I
So
don't
anyway.
think so because I can hear you.
Well,
So,
Alrighty, so you
I-
now have a captured Duskwolf, an executed Circle Druid.
I do need to try and stabilise it medically. Hold on.
Yes, please. Because if you fuck
And
this
I've
up,
got boosting, why
I
not?
was going to say if you fuck it up big style, it dies. Oh, for some reason, as you approach the Duskwolf, memories of your childhood and ministering aid to one of the family hunting dogs comes back to you, and you patch up the Duskwolf, remembering fondly one of the dogs of your childhood.
For what it's worth, Tom, I intended to do that, but I didn't.
You intended to what?
I intended to boost it, but I didn't.
You just got yourself a good old crit. You might want to give the feat point to Murta.
To be fair, I did get 2 from the druid and the wold because I did actually damage the wold.
Yeah, fair one.
Although a third one would be appreciated.
Actually,
'cause
no,
I could
you
really
didn't
use
damage the wold because I forgot about its armor buff, didn't I?
it. For the last one.
I don't mind. You just have the feat point. Have the feat
Cool.
point.
Cool.
It honestly doesn't
Yep.
matter.
There you go.
Yeah, woo!
Alright.
Murta almost died again.
Yes, Murta almost died again. He is. He lives. He dies. He lives again.
Murta the Invincible.
Alrighty.
So, did Dell find anything on the dead druid?
You will find out next week. Actually, you won't, because next week we won't be playing IKRPG. I forgot.
Well, you guys probably will, because I will not be here next week.
Oh, right, okay. Fair enough. Okay, we'll be changing that up for the week after then. Cool, no worries. Yes, in which case you will find out next week what you found in the guy's pocket, because it's midnight, and we are done. I would like to very much thank everybody that came out to watch us tonight. Riker, when you do raid, is it just a normal /? Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
/raid, and then
The channel name.
yeah, just the name, no like URL stuff, just like whatever the Twitch name is.
Yeah, cool. Because there is somebody actually on at the minute, so I'm going to raid them. Thanks everybody very much for coming out and chatting along and doing some hobby stuff while they're watching. Always good to hear that people are doing hobby stuff during their viewing times. If you're watching on Twitch, please click follow. If you're watching on YouTube later, click like and subscribe. Thanks very much for hanging out. We're going to be raiding into Necrozu, which is somebody that a lot of War Machine and Hordes players will know. And anyone want to say goodbye?
Farewell. Over done, yeah.
See you next time.
Yarr.
Oh, that says invalid username apparently.
Yarr.
I'm going to try it again because I'm bad. I'm bad at
It's tirelessly free.
you.
You are a pirate.
Invalid username again. What the hell?
Spelling, it's hard.
Mate, I'm dyslexic, so it really, really is.
I know that feel, bro.
Oh, shit, bad.
Home to Lady. Do what you want because pirates are free.
I
This guy
am
gets it.
bad at everything. I'm just not very good at all this extra Twitch stuff yet. I'll get there.
So yes, JP, in 2 weeks, that gives us a little bit longer to sort out characters and things.
Yeah, so if at some point we could get David in on a chat to... I don't know if that's actually worked or not.
Ah,
I mean, I'd have to go onto the stream to check.
Yeah, it should. It'll. You should have a button that says raid in the top left corner above your chat.
Top left... I can't see it.
And if you're on Twitch,
I am on Twitch on my second screen. Right. But I don't see... Like I said, I'm pretty fucking bad at this. Oh, there we go. Yep, raid now. Cool. It's working.
huzzah.
There was a little pop-up that covered up the thing.
Woo.
So he's playing Tabletop Simulator, by the looks of it.
Just randomly been raided.
he's playing Warcaster right now.
Neat.
Yeah. Warcaster is not my thing.
Yeah, me too.
It's okay,
I'm looking forward to it.
but I'm not.
Well, locally,
Are
literally
we
no one
off
picked it
now?
up.
Yes, we are off now.